double, double back. And you're probably somewhere happy, getting your life on track. But when something's good, it's good, baby, that's a fact. Girl, I still have you on my mind, and I must confess, ooh-wee, can't nobody do my body like you do me. Girl, every time that I went down, I made it juicy. You did what you did, I did what I did. But every time we laid back up, it was a movie, yeah. Right one, wrong time. But I'd be lying if I said we didn't have a time. Ooh, hit body some pressure. And though we ain't together, I want you to know that I can still pull up. And I hate that we didn't make it to forever. Probably ain't getting back together. But that don't mean that I can't.
Hey, Mark, thank you for the 200 jewels, Mark.
But we still
Hey. Mark, what time is it?
Let's just keep it honest with each other.
10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 o'clock in the morning. Mark, hey, Chris.
But we still good.
Hey.
Change. You got a man,
I got a girl, all the same. I'm not trying to come in over to your lane, but the fact you text me back and said you're entertained. Ooh, hey, thank you, Mark, for the Sunday. Hey,
the coast clear.
I did what I did, you did what you did. Don't none of that shit matter. Start off as friends, boy, you had the right one. Wrong time. Well, I'd be lying if I said we didn't have a time. Ooh, that body some pressure, and no, we ain't together. I want you to know that I'm trying to pull up. Hey,
make it to forever.
Probably ain't getting back together.
But that don't mean that I can wish you better.
Yes, we ain't good, but we still good. Hey,
I can be your lover. Let's just keep
it honest with each other.
I'll be happy for you
When you find another,
we ain't good, but we still good.
Okay, Alexa, stop. I'm so happy I got my Alexa to work. I didn't know what to do, y'all. Mark sent another flow state. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. Yeah. So let me play. I'm getting ready to play one more song because we coming in here to talk about when you move. Wait, when I move, you move. Just like that. You know, when other people beef, ain't your beef. That's what we're talking about tonight. So let me play this song right fast.
Stand Up by Ludacris, featuring Shauna on Apple Music.
I forgot about that part, y'all. Let me see. Y'all, okay, so what y'all doing? Y'all know I've been lying about, Wayne goes, I've been lying. I've been having good intentions, but ultimately I ain't tell the truth and I didn't do it. I'm supposed to have been coming out on Fridays for chat and charge, right? And y'all, when it get too late, y'all know I used to be staying up all night long. But lately, I just been taking my behind to sleep. And I just get tired. And I'm like, I just can't do it. It's just too late. And if I can't bring the energy I want to have, I'm going to sleep. That's just all to it. Let me see. Thank you, Chris, for that. What is it? High five. Thank you for 100 jewels. Thank you, girl. Mark said, that's why I appreciate people like you, Chris, Surratt. Y'all don't move with the mass majority. I can't do it, Mark. I can't do it. Now, if the majority happen to be in my way that I think, then it just happened to end up like that. But I got to think first. That's the whole thing. Everybody, the people in the world that might think a million ways. So somebody got to think the way I think. Somebody not going to think the way I think, but somebody going to think the way I think. So if it happens to align, that's one thing. But I ain't moving because you move. I'm moving because I move. And then if my move is like your move, then we got something going. That's just how it go. Look at Mark. Mark is showing out with another flow state. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And one thing about Mark, when it comes to me, Mark has been the same since day one. Not day 2, 3, 4, but since day one. And I appreciate you for that, Mark. When I say that you've been the same with me, that's all I can say. That's all I care about. That's all I want to speak on. I just be worried about me, y'all. I just be worried about me. I can't be worried about all the stuff going on around me. I got so much to worry about when it comes to me, and I just appreciate that. So thank you, Mark. Let me see. Y'all actually have a mind of y'all. Oh, yes. That's what I mean. Yeah, I know what you mean, Mark. I just think Chris is aligned with the way I think, and Surratt is aligned to the way that I think. So Chris not thinking because I think. Surratt not thinking because I think. I'm not thinking because Surrette think or because Chris think. We just happen to have alignment in our thinking. And that's why it works. That's why it works. And that's all you can do. That's all you can do. Chris said, thanks. She said, Mark, hey, yes. Let me see. Hey, Caitlin, you made it in. Such a minister made it back in here. Ambrosia is in here. Mark said, I ain't going nowhere, Gab. I love y'all. We love you too, Mark. We love you too. Let me see. And brother said, happy Friday. Happy Friday to y'all too. Happy Friday to everybody. Love you too, Mark. You better not, Chris said. Oh, and she gave you the strong arm, Mark. Mm-mm. You might not want to mess with Chris. You know, Chris liked to box a lot. She liked to box a lot. So yes, y'all. So I did want to talk about this subject about when you move. I'm sorry, I keep mixing up. When I move, you move. But I had a question mark on the thumbnail. So if y'all saw the thumbnail, y'all know what I mean. And I want to tell y'all the reason why I had a question mark. Let me see. Associate Minister says, Grandma's World, thank you. I received my prize. Good, good, good. Good. I'm glad you received it. Good, good. Yeah, she's in a strong arm. They go to the boxing gloves. You know, Chris gonna bring out the boxing gloves. So yes, y'all. So hopefully YouTube won't start cutting off my live. Earlier they did it a little bit more than they had been doing. They've been letting me get to my lives. If this live turns off, I'm going to start it back again. So YouTube, just be nice. Just be nice. Man. Berg laughing about the strong arms. Yes. So I want to talk about this because I just watch it happen over and over again. And this is the appropriate time to talk about it when the chat is in charge. Y'all know I have my different segments that I do. But sometimes I got a opinion about stuff. And then I'm gonna come out and say my opinion about stuff. Just not all the time, but sometimes, right? Let me congrats again, Associate Minister Kristen. Justice made it in. Oh, Justice, how many drinks did you have, Justice? Let's see what frame of mind Justice is in tonight. Because I know she had old fashioned and she had a Moscow mule. So I don't know what else she had. What you have? What else you have, Justice? Mark. Oh, Chris came back, Marcus. And she doubled down and said, Mark, I'm not playing. But she did give you some laughing emojis, such maybe. So she said, Chris, he said, Chris, I know you're not. Justice, you did not have one drink. You had a Moscow mule and a old fashioned on the screen. Look at that. Now I know. Now we know what condition she in. If she thinks she went somewhere and had one drink, it's over. Justice, Marcus said, hey, Justice. I mean, well, he ain't saying like that. He's like, hey, Justice, like that. Let me see. Chris said, okay, good. Chris get that understood. You did not have one drink, Justice. You had an old fashioned and Moscow mule. Associate Minister said, Chris, thank you. Chris said, show did. They kept talking about some, hey, y'all. No, we want to know about the number of drinks you had. That's what we're talking about. What I doing, ma? About to start messing with this mouse. Laying all on my mouse. Y'all, I'm laying flat down. I'm laying flat down today. I do be trying to like sit up with them alive, and I had this camera on, but when I tell y'all I'm laying flat down, I'm laying flat down. Let me see. Mark said I'm about to get some sleep. Yeah, it's almost 5. Y'all know there's 4 something there. Okay, Mark, thanks for stopping in before you went to sleep. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thanks so much for the gifts. Thanks so much for being a super sender tonight, Mark, okay? Hey, Sherry. Sherry said, hey, Miss Gamma and everyone. Justin said, why you put me on blast? Justin said, why you put me on blast? If I said one, it's one, okay? Oh, Lord. Let me see. Chris said, okay, Mark, be safe and get some rest. She said, Associate Minister says, Gamma's where I can hear you clearly. No lag and no echo. Good, good, good. I hope it stays that way. I hope it stays that way. So yes, y'all. So I want to talk about this because it's something that I just see a lot, mostly online. Online, you know, I'm too old to like see people move in a certain way in real life. I mean, especially since I've been trapped up in this house, so obviously I ain't seen nothing in real life. So I see it happen a lot online, but I know that it can happen in life too. I know that's a real thing, right? So the title, of course, is When I Move, You Move. Okay. And on the thumbnail, I put that question mark there for a minute because I want y'all to tell me in the chat, do y'all believe that somebody you support, if you support somebody and they make a move, that you're supposed to make that same move? Do y'all believe that? Tell me if y'all believe that. If it's somebody that you support and that person, or if it's somebody you support, obviously it's content creator. Content creator makes a move. Do you feel like you're supposed to make that same move? Y'all tell me. Y'all tell me. Let me see. Chris said, thanks for hitting the like button, y'all. Sharing the live and hitting the like button. You are appreciated over here. Absolutely. And don't forget to hype, y'all. Don't forget to hype it after the live. It might be ready probably about tomorrow. Until then, hype up one of the lives I had in the last 7 days, please and thank you. Let me see. Justice said, no, we are individuals first. She said, first and foremost, we are individuals first. Absolutely. Absolutely, Justice. And I know that you believe that too. I know you believe that. Kayla said, I don't like that. I don't believe in following unless I see it for myself. Yes. Unless I see it for myself. That's why I never did good with no kind of, well, I never was exposed to getting in no gang or nothing. But I never would have done good in a university talking about a sorority. Cause I just think any kind of thing that's organized is like it might not be like a street gang, but it's organized. A gang is only organized group. That's all it is. It's just called a gang. A sorority is just an organized group. It's just called a sorority. You know, things like that. So I never had that in my personality. I ain't even have too many friends, at one time, that kind of thing. So I just don't move like that. So I probably just have never really been exposed to a lot of that. And it's just not the way I move. Now, some people do move like that, and that works for them. That works for them. That's what they desire. So I'm only talking from a perspective of somebody that does not desire that. So some people might be like-minded with me with that, and some people might not. And then that's okay, too. Just to say, why can't you think for yourself? Right. That's what I'm thinking. What's wrong with the brain? What's wrong with the brain? Justice said, it's like, how can you like me? And then if somebody else feelings change about me, automatically your feelings change. That doesn't make sense to me either. Like, literally, okay, so because I don't understand how that works. So I ain't got no answer for you, Justice, because I don't see how it works. Like, even when I imagine it, like, I'm just thinking, like, it's somebody I really like. Let's say Justice, I really like her. Justice insults Chris in her live. Chris like, you know what? I'm done messing with Justice. I'm not going back over there. I'm be like, for real? What happened? She would tell me for real. I'm be like, dang. And then when Justice come live, I'm be like, waving a hand and Justice chat. Cause I'm be like, but like, cause that, and I believe the good part about that is I truly believe that Justice will be, I mean, not Justice, but Chris would be like thinking nothing. She would not be thinking nothing about it. I don't think that she'd be like, no, she didn't go back in there after I told. I don't even. In my heart of hearts, I don't believe like that. Chris will be thinking that because we have already been down this road. That we never. We've already been down this road multiple times, and we've already experienced each other in predicaments like that, and it was never like that. So I believe that that's what she would think. But then you have some people would say the nerve. No, you didn't. Now I ain't messing with Justice. I ain't messing with you either. Right? That's just how it goes. Let me see. And brother said, if I like, wait, I feel like if two content creators I like go at it, I'm staying out of it. Right, Ambrosia? It's like, dang. Well, now, I can't speak on one to the other and vice versa because y'all into it, and then it stops right there. For me, it stops right there. Let me see. I guess it depends on what the issue is. Okay, and bro just said she thinks it might depend on the issue. She said that might not be the case every time. What if it's a certain issue? Can anybody think of something in the chat and let me know what that issue could possibly be? Let's try to look at it from a different standpoint and see what people think about that. Chris said justice. That's facts. I get to know people for myself. I definitely assume positive intent with everybody at first. She said at first that's what she does. She start off a clean slate that way. Same Chris Ambrosia said. Facts, just like that, Chris said. Chris said, Ambrosia 100. Associate Minister said, no, we're two different people. If a person makes a move that affects me, then I must evaluate the situation and make the best move in my interest without hurting the other person. Okay. Where's my cord? Oh, I'm going to have to scream these kids' name. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Let me see. Associate Minister. Okay, Caitlin said I already don't like plenty of people that my family likes. And I don't care. I just don't be around. Exactly. Can you pass my computer cord over there, please? Exactly, because we can have this same situation in our own families. Like, listen, I've had a nephew that had a girlfriend that I didn't like something that she did. I liked her at first, and then she did something so weird, and I was like, I'm not having nothing else to do with her. That don't make no sense. I said, I didn't trust her no more. Like, you weird the way you just tried to kick up some stuff with that. I didn't like that, right? So get to close the door behind you, baby. And so when that happened, I never thought that my nephew would like discontinue talking to the girl. Like that never crossed my mind. That's my whole nephew. That's my whole nephew. So I didn't think that he was gonna stop talking to the girl or take issue with the girl. I just wanted to let him know this is how I feel, so he'll know if anything seems weird to him, he would know. But I never thought, okay, nephew, that's what I think, so you better let her go. I never thought that. That is like the weirdest thing to me. Okay, let me see. Um, okay, and bro just said, if you wrong, you're wrong. If you ask my opinion, I'll tell you. That being said, I'm a listener, not a content creator. I want everyone to get along, but that isn't always the case. Yes, and if it's not the case, and we're gonna talk about that in a little bit when it's not the case. Hold on, y'all. We're gonna talk about when that's not the case a lot of time. That people are gonna get along. Okay, let me see. Hey, this little pop-ups keep coming on my computer. Okay, we must remember not to burn the bridge you might have to cross a second time. Exactly. Yes, Chris said, honestly, I may look at them sideways at first. Then I get to know the person. I watch and listen. Always, yes. That's all you can do is watch, stand back, observe, right? Chris said, Ambrosia, same. That's facts, associate minister. It's all information. Yes, everything is information. And brother said, what I will look at is how you do the person you used to be cool with. You can disagree and go your separate ways without being disrespectful. That's what you got to look at. That's the whole key thing, Ambrosia. It don't even be the situation at hand. It be that after thing. It be the after thing. Associate Minister says, Gamma's where I can hear you clearly, no lag, no echo. Okay, good. Chris Ambrosia 100. Black Coffee is in here. She retracted her message, but I see she in here being able to get in this chat. I'm so happy about that. So the thing about it, if they stop talking to somebody, right, are you supposed to stop talking to them? Like, when I think about that, like, I don't move like that. So it's nothing that I will be able to do. So if they leave a certain community, if they leave a certain chat or whatever they were a part of, are you supposed to just say, oh, well, no more chat for me? Like, that sounds so silly. Y'all, that sounds so silly to me, but listen. Okay, so if they have a problem with somebody, are you automatically supposed to just have a problem? Like, how do you create a problem with somebody that you didn't have a problem with? How do you create? I thought something had to happen between people to have a problem with somebody. But somebody else can have a problem with somebody, then that in your mind clicks and was like, oh, now I got a problem. Like, how that work, y'all? Y'all got to explain this to me. Y'all know I be wanting to know. Let me see if people have a track record of people over there, no, effing over their friends and family, red flag. Yes, we gotta look at track records. Now, does it mean because they have a track record they'll do it to you? I don't think that means that all the time. But you better look at that track record, have for information so that you will know how to move, and you better expect that same thing can happen to you. Don't start acting like you can't believe. Y'all, yes, you can believe. If you knew about that track record, you can believe it. Just say that you took a chance and go from there. But don't act like you can't believe it. And brother said, Black Coffee, not long time no see. Yes, Black Coffee is able to type in the chat again. Candace said most people go off their clicks and what someone else's opinion is. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. They said I don't want to waste my brain space. I want you to think for me, and I'm just gonna do what you do. Let me see. They believe lies just because of who said it. Yes. It could be something so flat out in their face. Like, literally, they can look up in the sky and it's blue. And because someone says it, they like, I don't care what you see. When I say it's black, it's black. And they'll say, okay, it's black. And that's the thing that we think that people automatically think for themselves. But no, do y'all know how many cults it is? Like the fact that there is a cult culture out there. Common sense will tell us there are people out there who will think that way. They want to think that way. They desire to think that way. And that's what they want to do. So it's not like you try to make everybody open their eyes. That's not the thing, because we all have different personalities. And there are personalities out there that desire and want people to let them know what their next move should be. So I don't believe in spending time trying to tell nobody nothing different, because if they had that type of personality, if I had that type of personality, I'd probably be like, leave me alone. This is what I want to do. Like, stop thinking I'm going to do anything other than what I want to do. So that's the thing. People have a mind of their own, and they can have a mind of cult culture, and some stuff in between. And that's just a fact. Chris, or whom the lie is about. Yes, or whom the lie is about. Yeah, exactly. Facts, Black Coffee, Chris said. Yes, that is something else. I don't know about y'all, but I don't personally move like that. Associate Minister said I learned to not wait. I learned not Wait, I learned to not allow a dispute between two other people to affect my relationship with the person. Each relationship is isolated. Yes, I take the information I see and move accordingly. I can't move off of what I do not know exactly. Most of the time, it's one sided story. A lot of times, it's a one sided story. Hold on one second, y'all. Hold on. Uh. Oh, okay. Okay, wait, I gotta get back to the screen, y'all. So when you think about that kind of stuff, we think about like loyalty. Um, it don't mean that you have to go like you could be loyal to people, but it don't mean that you have to just go blindly following people. Like just be like blindly following people is crazy for people who are adults, especially if you are an older adult. We're not talking about 16, 17-year-old people. We're not talking about 20, 21-year-old people. Most of the time we're talking about 30, 35-year-old people. We're talking about people who are old enough and know better. So therefore, at that age, I'm not trying to make nobody understand nothing. At that age, you have made a choice most of the time. And if you want to be that kind of person, it's the kind of person you are, which is good because people are different. It's just not the way I think. It's just not in alignment to what I think. So it's just going to be different. It's going to be different. But you do have the right to think the way you want to think. Chris said, because what are people going to do? Wait. Because what are people going to do? Because you have a different perspective, right? Why be scared? I don't get it. I don't know. I should have looked up like why people might be scared or something like that. I don't know because I don't have no understanding of it. Maybe I should try to get better understanding. Just say, Chris, I don't understand how people can just follow lies and know it's a lie. Yes, I understand you like a person and you follow a person, but my God, to what ends exactly? Associate Minister 100 Black Coffee said, Chris said, actually, I do get it because people will try to retaliate because you move different than the masses. Absolutely. Hey, OG, how you doing? Chris said, I think they are scared just as it's crazy. Okay. Chris thinks it's because they're just simply scared. OG said, hey, Chris. Salute to the stream, she said. Kayla said, I know better, but I'm not that old. Right, exactly. That's true, Kayla. That's true. But if you were, I mean, if it was people who were your age, it could have been better understood, maybe not enough exposed experiences or something like that. But when you get so old, I don't see how you can't see clearly. I don't know. And if you do see that, but let me take that back. I can't see what I think is clear. But that don't mean what they see is not clear to them because what did we say before? It's what they want to do. It's what they want to do. It's just different from what some people might think, but it is what they want to do. That's why I believe in respecting people for the things that they want to do too. I agree, Associate Admiral just said. Justice said most definitely it becomes a choice, and then it shows your true character. Absolutely. And people have so many different characters. So if you see somebody with a certain character, I don't believe in bashing them across the head based on the character they choose to have. I believe in disconnecting myself. I don't have to be worried about a character that somebody has. I can, if I'm following someone and I think their character is this, I find out that it's that. I can't beat you over the head for having a character you have. I find out about it and be like, oh, I disconnect myself. That seems like the right thing to do to me. Like, I don't see nothing wrong with that. I think, because I don't think that you can move people. I don't think that you can change people. I don't think it's your place. I think people have the right to think the way they want to think. And I don't think I necessarily have the right to say, oh, well, I'm thinking right and you thinking wrong. No, it might be love for them. It might be all good for them. That's the way they like to think. So who would I be to say, you should be thinking like this? No, I ain't never want to be that kind of person. I want to be the kind of person to say, okay, what is it? You think B? Okay, I think A. That's not meshing. Okay, I can disconnect myself and then be done with it. Let me see. Chris said, big wannabe bullies Big want to be bullies. OG said, I'm okay for the most part. Just trying to keep my head up and stay positive. You do that. You make sure you do that. Chris said, justice, absolutely. I got you, Grandma. Kayla said, and Berta said, I always do what I want to do. Real friends, grown people won't even put you there, Ambrosia. They wouldn't even put you there. If you're beefing with someone, you shouldn't need anyone to be on your side. Absolutely. If you are a person that feels like you want to put a person in there, and if I'm trying to put Ambrosia in a situation to make her feel the way I'm feeling about a certain person, Ambrosia needs to look at me and be like, well, hold on, girl. Like, okay, you know you got a problem with her. Now, at that point, she ain't even looking at the person no more. She gonna be looking at me. Let me see, I can be loyal to a person without being what is that, a bootlicker or ass kisser. Loyalty is earned, yes, not freely given away. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me see, Chris said and people demonstrate their character over and over and over. Yes, so it's clear. So if you know the character and you make a conscious decision to get with the character, then that's where you want to be, right? So let's look at this here. You fear that man. Oh, you fear that man before you fear God. Right. Right. Or does it always have to be a fear? Chris said that they're fearing, but a lot of it, I remember I said you can see the character, it could be a line, and so you can just be this or that, but I said it's a lot of stuff in between. You can be in between. And all the stuff in between, some of that is not fear, it's where they want to be. It's not even like we thinking that if we are aligned in our thinking, but if they're not thinking that, then they can have a whole different way of thinking, and they got that right too. Like, in so many people in the world, you cannot think that the majority are going to think like you. So therefore, I always say this: people follow Charles Manson to this day, and he's no longer here. He's been gone for decades. So therefore, you can get people in the same thought process, and that's the way they think. They're willing to go down to their grave with it. So it's not our problem to try to go and try to fix the Charles Manson people. We just say, oh, okay, I'm gonna stay away from those Charles Manson people. Their character, they do this, they do that, and so that's not in alignment to what I think about. So I'm just gonna stay away from that. That's it. Let me see. Kayla said, you got it, OG. Chris said, if that's who you align yourself with, cool. Yeah, like, it's okay. And I think a lot of times that's what a lot of people have to know, that it is okay when people align themselves with the people they feel comfortable aligning themselves with. Like, we just can't be out here thinking that we can have control over what other people think like that. I don't think that works like that. Let me see. Our brother said, I am very loyal and always honest. I'll tell any loved one when I think they're wrong or out of line, but I also know how to mind my business. Yes. You definitely got to learn how to mind your business too, because it really ain't, if it's between two other people, it really is not your business, to tell you the truth. Chris said, I've been in places of misalignment before, but dang, I wake up boldly, okay? But some people go to their grave with it on, Chris. Like, some people say, oh, how can't you see? Or I was in that place and I woke up, now I woke. But what about the people who like it there? Like, they love it there. They don't have no plans on thinking another way one day, being bold about what? They love it where they are. Let me see, I'm not putting my energy into a beef. Yes, I never had. Exactly. You ain't even had it ever. You go through life and you ain't even got your own beef, but you want to spend the energy getting somebody else's beef. That's crazy. Associate Minister said that I'm talking about Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, also having a proper relationship with your fellow man. Lord Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, also having proper relationship with your fellow man. Yes. OG said, from your mouth to God's ears, Caitlin, because I don't think I do. Associate Minister said, we must remember some relationships have to die before another person can live. Yes. Punch and Air, Chris said. Black Coffee said, I said that at such big ages, people are still playing follow the leader, because in life there are people who want to be led. If you have the personality that you like to be led, there will forever be a place for you, because you know how they say you either choose to be a leader or a follower. That's because it's two groups of people in the world. Okay, it's two groups of people in the world. And Chris is saying that, especially when they know it's wrong. Okay, the Charles Manson people, either they know that they're wrong or they believe in it and don't think it's wrong. They're going to have their way of thinking. And so they're still going to be the Charles Manson people, because it's those kind of people in the world. That's how it goes. So it's just a difference between loyal being loyal to somebody and following somebody blindly. Okay, I can support you, I can love you, I can respect you, I can understand why you're upset with somebody, all of that. But it doesn't automatically mean that I'm gonna be upset with them too. It don't mean I can understand all those things, but it don't mean that I'm just gonna be upset with the person, like, because that has nothing to do with me, right? It has nothing to do with you. So your relationship with that person is your relationship. That's your relationship that you had with them, whatever was going on. My relationship with that person is mine. Yours is yours, mine is mine. Okay? And so if they haven't done anything to me, why would I just suddenly treat them different? Just treat them different for no reason. Yesterday, I could be sending love you in the chat. And then the next day, hey, look at Ray came in here. I ain't there. Get my crispy green tea. Everyone except, look at everyone else. It's okay. Yes, right. I'm loving it. Thank you, Ray. Y'all make sure y'all like it. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Ray. Okay, wait. I didn't miss some people. Cause let me see. Said they're still playing lead. I'll follow lead. Okay. And Brody said, I agree, Black. Let me see. OG said, you are either a leader or a follower, but people forget that in order to be an effective leader, you have to know how to follow. Same with servitude. Okay. Small minded. Caitlin said, yes. Chris said, I think some people feel that they're in their gut that they support wrong. They just ignore the feeling. Yes, that definitely happens too because it's something that they want to do at the time. Now, the next week they might not, but for that time, that's what they want. Chris says, always a choice. Yes, it's always a choice. It's always a choice. Caitlin said, excuse me, Ray. I love these people too. He said, I blue. Said Ray. Justice said, I agree. A lot of it may not be fear. Um, uh, just decisions that Justice said. Chris said, hey, Ray. Associate Minister said, I'm both a leader and a follower. I'll lead when I know where I'm going. I'll follow a wise guy. I like that. I'll follow a wise guy when I don't know where I'm going. Yes, his Grandma's World is a guy on the back end of YouTube. Thank you, Associate Minister. I like that. I like that. Now, that's a good way to put it. That was a good way to put it. Chris said, we love our Caitlin Ray. Associate Minister said there are advantages to being both. It is an advantage. When you just said that, I'm like, yeah, it's true. That is true. In order to be a leader, you have to know how to be a follower because, listen, you ain't going to know everything. That's right, Associate Minister. Thank you for your support, Ray, Chris said. Ray said, Caitlin, don't lose your sense of humor now since you lost that game. Whole lot. Associate Minister, period, Chris said, yes, that makes so much sense. That makes so much sense. So do y'all think that loyalty requires an agreement of like, okay, if I get into it with somebody, like literally, do you think that it requires you to have an agreement to move like somebody else move? Do y'all think that? I think most of the people in this particular chat right now is thinking not. Oh, gee, said, you lost Caitlin. You supposed to hold it down when I'm not here. Oh my gosh. So the whole mentality of if you would with me, you can't be with them. That whole thing is just something. That blows me. This is where I think it's just a whole. That's when it could get, in my opinion, it can get unhealthy. If you thinking if you with me that you can't be with the next person, I think that thought process is unhealthy to me. It might not be unhealthy to everybody, but to me, just to me. Let me see. Hey Dimples. Dimples said, hey, get my mind's in chat. Hey Dimples. Justice said a good leader knows how to lead from the rear. Okay, okay. Let me see. Chris said, I've never been pressure from good people to think a certain way ever. Right, right. Because they probably respect your thoughts and your thinking and your decision making. Right. Ray said, everybody keep changing names of ish. Hooray. Black Coffee said, I'm not going to intentionally let anyone lead me to hell or jail. Exactly. Okay. Chris said, no, that's definitely OG. We miss Blue. Yes, we miss Blue. Oh, you thought that was Blue? No, no, right. We missed our Blue. I just sent her a message today saying, where are you, girl? So because sometimes loyalty becomes a test. Like people sometimes will take your loyalty and start trying to test your loyalty. Like if they think you're loyal and they are one of the kind of they are a person who thinks that way, they'll start trying to test you and put you in situations to see what your reaction will be, to see if your loyalty is meeting their expectations. That's what I think. Let me see. Let me see. I march to the beat of my own band. Forget the drum. If I got two friends that are beefing, that's their beef. I'm not gonna allow them to bash each other in front of me. Absolutely, but I will not alter exactly, OG, alter my interactions with one because of the other. Exactly. But because people are strong enough, there are people strong enough to have people who do not um and who do not get along in their lives, and be able to separate that, and both people should be able to respect the fact. Now don't start saying nothing to me about this next person because you know I'm still good with them, and that's just a maturity on all three levels, on all the person, the two people going together, I mean going against each other, and the person in the middle. You're gonna have just a general respect, like, okay, well, they're not gonna think like this. So if you're not gonna have that discussion, just get quiet and know that it's not their fight, it's not their beef. Love you back, Chris and OG. By a point, I got cheated. Oh my gosh. Let me see. Justice said, I see loyalty in a whole different way. Family, loyalties, and one thing by loyalty to people outside of that is completely different from me. Okay, Justice said her loyalty is going to be to her family. Associate Minister said loyalty is built on two things: respect and honesty. I can't be loyal to a person I don't respect and I can't trust. There's an old saying I heard: it's easy to trust a person in front of you. Okay, okay. As you should, Justice. Black Coffee said. Associate Minister said the question is, can you trust a person when they're behind you? Okay. Dimple said, I want to understand what y'all mean when you say that a good leader has to be a follower, because I'm struggling to understand that logic. Okay, so Dimple, let me scroll back up. Because Associate Minister said that, and I had never thought of it that way. He said, and I was like, I can see, okay, he said, I'm both a leader and a follower. Okay, this is the comment right here. He said, I'm both a leader and a follower. He said, I will lead when I know where I'm going, and I will follow a wise guide when I don't know where I'm going. So I understood what he meant by that. Like, if you're a leader, you can be a leader. You know, your characteristics are not as a person who can't have their own way of thinking, but it's not like you're going to carry that on with everything. Now, if you don't know something, and if somebody else knows and you trust their judgment and they're not trying to control you in any kind of way, they literally have the information you need. He's saying in that aspect, he can be a follower. Dimples, tell me if you understand that. Because when he said, I didn't, that was the first time I had ever heard of that too, until he said that. When he said it that way, I was able to see that. Justice said, I can't give loyalty to people I don't respect, I don't know, and haven't broken bread with. Okay, Justice said that she reserves that whole loyalty thing for her family. I actually reserve the loyalty for anybody in my life that earns it. Like, and then it's still only going to go so far. It still is not going to have anything to do with if you move I move kind of thing. The loyalty is going to mean a lot of other different things, like if I have that respect for you, I have a loyalty to be right to you because you're right to me, that kind of stuff. Like, it is not going to have nothing to do still with saying if I move you move type thing. Because you could be my family member, and if you're doing something that don't align with me, I'm not going to move when you move. I'm still not going to do it. That part, Associate Minister Chris said. Ray said, hey, y'all, I just saw Justice's face earlier today. She actually is real, not an AI bot. Lord, laugh out loud. Won't he do it again? Lord Ray. Huh, brother said, absolutely, I agree, Gamma. Chris said, Ray, she is real. Yes, she is. Dimples is in the house. Yes, she is. Dimples. G said, yeah, Ray. When I first fell in love with It's Gamma's World, Blue was already here, of course. So Gamma started calling me OG. Yes, yes, I did. So over here, I'm forever OG. Yes, OG. Yes, yes. Okay, bro just said, love that. Liberty Justice said, to pledge life and loyalty to people you've never actually bred with, don't know nothing more than what they have presented themselves on this YouTube channel. Never. Okay, Justice, I definitely can see you saying that. I can see you saying that. But I have plenty people, not plenty, but I have people that I have met, I have broke the bread with. And I still don't have loyalty with them. Like, just because I meet you, just because I break the bread or something like that, that's not going to guarantee no loyalty from me. It's going to be your day-to-day actions. And the loyalty I might have today, I might not have tomorrow. Because if you cross me in some kind of way, that's going to let me know that everything I thought is false. And when I get to know that that's false, all that goes out the window. So it ain't gonna be with no meals that we share. And you could live with me if you want to. And so I meet you every day. If you cross me in some kind of way and let me know your character, and any loyalty I would have had for you is not gonna be there. Ray said, "Yeah, I remember now, OG. Okay, you remember now." Okay, let me see. 100 OG Justice said broke bread. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Dimple said, okay, I understand his logic. Thank you for sharing. Yes, Dimples. When he said that, I was like, when I was reading, I was like, okay. I never thought, because at first I said you have to decide if you're going to be a leader or a follower. I said that. But then he came back and said that, and I was like, okay, I can see it that way. That way I can see it. I love it here, OG. Thank you, OG. OG, but me too. Thank you, Dimples. Let me see. Chris said, I had loyalty for people that I later learned were fake users. But once I see how you move and know your character isn't right, then I cannot be a part of that. And that's when you can make a decision, because everything is information. People are going to give you information every time you come across them. Every time. People that have information about me today, they haven't gotten the information that they can get from me tomorrow. Okay? Because I may say something that they totally could disagree with and could cause them never to drop in the chat again. Because so people are only loyal to you until an encounter or something happens to make them change their mind. I just think that's how it is. Like, to think you have loyalties to somebody and you don't know how they may change tomorrow, because they might not even know how they may change tomorrow. That's like a deep thing to to just like guarantee. Ray said exactly 100 OG. This is our sanctuary. Salute to Gemma and its amazing platform. And salute to one third of the minds and angels. It says Chris is the only one present. Tricala Serenda's ass is in timeout. Ray said, OG said, same Chris. I disappeared like Houdini. And my black game is Thor Hammer Strong. Right. And that's all you do. I ain't got time to be trying to go see about nobody that I'm done with. It just be done. And I ain't even really think about it no more. Chris said, Ray, they busy. They probably sleep. Chris said, man, that black game is fire. It's very rare for me to use it, but when I do, you do. That's what it's there for. That's what it's there for. Damn, OG. So you're all what is y'all all the Avengers now, huh? What? Chris said, loyal until they don't need you anymore. She said, okay. Brother said, yes. Social media said we must remember it's not the size of the microphone that the person has that make a person loyal. It's the person's actions and decisions, right, that make a person trustworthy. Right. I don't care nothing about, I always tell y'all, I don't care nothing about what nobody say. I watch actions. I'm an action girl. Like, you can say anything you want to me, and I'm going, I'm watching while you talking. I probably ain't even hearing the word you're saying. Kayla said, right, Chris. I'm saying out the way. A social minister said, don't talk about it, be about it. Don't be like some dogs, all barking, no bite. OG said, I already because if you make me snap my fingers on you, the infinity store, what is that? The infinity stones will be the least of your worries. Black Coffee said, I am the cut off queen. I don't know how to be fake. Right. I'm just looking like, just cut it off. Like, you ain't even got to do all of that. Just cut it off and it's okay. Because most likely they don't want you there. If they are displaying those things, they don't want you there anyway. So what's so hard about that? What's so bad about that? I think it's a good thing. Justice said loyalty doesn't mean blind obedience. If you can't disagree with somebody that you saying you're loyal, maybe you said that you're saying you're loyal to, then you need to check yourself and not that person. What is wrong with you? Right, right. Same. Got my Ambrosia said. Yes. Okay, so I'm thinking if you're really my friend, you won't talk to them. That's the way they think. If you really my friend, you won't talk to them. If you really support me, you need to leave. You need to leave like I left, right? If you over there, then you against me type thing, right? So then when you get to that point, don't that mean you're not necessarily talking about loyalty no more? You're probably talking about control. It probably transferred at that point to control. And that's just like a whole different thing. That's a whole different thing. And when we look at it, we just ask the question, when is it that loyalty actually becomes control? That's what that whole thing is. And that's a whole situation. What's the matter, baby?
We don't got no towels washed.
Go wash some there. Or I got some over there right there. Yeah. But go tell me and my, well, no, it's too late for y'all to put a load in. Over there. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh, about the control thing. That's the whole thing. That, oh, I was about to say in the beginning, that was the whole thing where people were saying, I go to every chat, had a problem with me throwing up my hand in different chats. Yeah, I'm gonna throw up my hand wherever the hell I want to throw it up at, wherever I want to. I ain't act no fool with these people. They ain't did nothing to me. Wherever I feel comfortable, throwing my hand up. And if I feel I like the content, I'm gonna throw the hand up. And it's not based on he, she, the. I did none of that. But ain't nobody did nothing to me. The hand goes there if I like it there. So what are you talking about? Having a problem if I'm the first one in the chat. Okay, would you prefer me just wait till I'm one, two, three in the chat? What are you talking about? Oh Lord, I'm not even get started on that. Okay, let me see. Ray said, typing all the caps and I forgot my vision is 11:13 right now, but by the time she reads this, we'll be watching Ratchet is tomorrow on Tubi. Okay, let me go down there. Okay, Black Coffee, that's me too. Cut, block, and all right. That's right, Caitlin. Absolutely justice. OG said, I know without a shadow of doubt the value I add to each relationship and association I'm a part of. So why be manipulative or vindictive when me leaving you alone will cause much more OG. That is my whole thing. I'm looking like I know I'm bombed to everybody that I have a relationship with. I don't have no reason to be disgruntled. I ain't never mad about nothing, no situation I had to leave. Not even the husbands. Y'all know I be saying I still like those husbands. I think they're good people. They gonna make somebody happy. I think that y'all are good people. I think I was a good judge of character. I just think that it's not necessarily what I liked. And then maybe I could be a little spoiled in some things, but point blank, if I don't like it, I'm just done with it. But regardless, I know I was a bomb wife. It don't make me feel no kind of way. And even when it comes to friendships or if it's a family member, I think that I add value to every person I develop relationships with. And so if I feel like that, and if something happens, it's going to be an easy departure, because all it does is save me energy for more to give to the people that I'm already associated with, or if I pick up somebody else to be associated with to give them that. It's not going to hurt me because I know I bring value to every relationship. OG, I love that you said that because I feel just like that. I don't have to worry about doing anything outside of it because I'm not missing nothing. I'm not losing nothing. Oh, I love that. Okay, so let me see. Black Carpet is living. John chapter 15, the Holy Bible translation, King James Version. Ray said, okay, wait. Said, Caitlin, your sis, please tag my dog Darius up in here. Let me see. Loyalty versus control. What? Yes. That's the insecure person. Yes. And that's on period. Chris said. Black Coffee said, after the cutoff, I'm not explaining unless they ask. Yes, there's nothing else to be said. I'm looking like nothing, silence, crickets, like nothing to be said. It's okay. Justice said, yes, it transfers to control at that point, Gabba. You're correct about the disrespect and control. Yes, I don't know how to do that, Ray. Chris said, like, why are you looking for me in the first place? Yeah, I'm looking like, why? Okay, and I'm not saying like literally dead, but I'm looking like, why you ain't dead? I ain't dead to you because you are dead to me. Why I ain't dead to you? That's the kind of thing I be thinking. Like, just think like I don't exist no more because I'm really literally thinking like you don't exist. So you can't like let it go. Act like you never know me because I literally don't feel like I ever knew you. That's the whole thing. I always say that when people do anything to me like to make me feel differently about them, I don't feel no feelings for you no more. And the reason why I don't, because if that happened, everything I thought I knew about you becomes untrue in my brain. I just say to myself, oh, okay, you got all that you thought is no longer what you thought, so that means that it all goes away. It's no reason for me to keep harping on it because what you thought in your mind was not that. So now you can erase all that and it becomes a stranger. It goes back to stranger mode with me. That's just the way it does. Let me see. Sherry said, when a person feels that everyone loves them, they are good. But if a one person shows love to others, then the person will get mad because they want all the love for themselves. Sherry says she thinks it goes like that. Okay. Okay, that could be a way of looking at it too. And Chris said Sherry 100, and that's crazy. Absolutely facts. Value add. Yes, Chris. Sherry said right. Kaden said Ray. Oh, let's say laughing at Ray. OG said Black Coffee. Even after the cutoff, they won't even be able to access me or to even ask for an explanation. I've been explaining. I've been explaining. Folks don't listen to her exactly. You can say stuff, ain't nobody paying attention. They would, oh, did they want to be loud about it, want to know this or that? No, it ain't no reason for that. Just act like it just don't exist. Whew, kill me in your brain, please, please. Chris said, it's so easy just to get to know the person yourself. If you like it, cool. If not, cool. But based off somebody else's perspective is weak as water. As water. Kaylin says, same with me, get my back to stranger mode. Yeah, like that's easy. Just reset, then that's it. Chris said, oh, G, I'm at that point 100, no access. Yes. Black Coffee said, dang, Black Coffee said something and it translated. I know she said 100, if understand, and that's what they translated it to. So I don't know what she said. Let me see if it said in the chat what she said. Let me see. Nope, they translated it. Okay, Chris said, I forgive and I let go. Oh, she said, I forgave and I let go. Why are you still talking about me? She said, now y'all know my whole thing is not, y'all know I struggle with forgiveness, but Chris is good at it. So she said she forgave, she let it go. Why are you still talking about me? Like, what? Why is it more to be said if I've done that work? If I've done the work, I'm not me because I didn't do no work to forgive. But Chris says she's done the work to forgive. She's let it go. Why are you still talking about me? That's just a question she got. Well, what would my why would the conversation be about me? Because obviously, her conversation is probably not about the person. OG said definitely Chris. Chris about feed voice, yes. OG said I recently learned that people talk about you when they've lost the privilege of talking to you. Yes, we said that before. Remember we said that when they lose the access to you, they just be losing their mind. They lose their mind. And Bernie said I think it's because people worried that you'll talk behind their back. If you think that about me, we're not really cool, no way. Don't ever question my character, Ambrosia said. Okay, absolutely, Chris said. Ambrosia said, especially because you fell out with someone else. Right, because you fell out with somebody else. That doesn't make sense. That sounds so crazy. Bray said, hey, y'all, Gabba is low-key proposing right now. What? Let me see, right, Ambrosia. Caitlin said, we have to forgive. I'm learning nowadays. Yeah, that's what they keep telling me, Caitlin. I ain't there. Okay, so let me see. So what was we talking about? We was talking about like the control thing. And people, I want to talk about people making their own decisions. Like this whole thing is like based on people making their own decision. Like, are we making our own decisions or are we making decisions based on somebody else's relationships? I think that would be making a whole decision. You make a decision the way you want to treat another person based on somebody else's relationship with the person. Like, if I think a lot of people think that way, okay, I know I said it's okay if they want to think like that. If that's their character, it's okay. But I think that people should probably stop to think, am I making this decision based on something that I feel, or is this solely based on how somebody else feels? If y'all not subscribed to the channel, y'all make sure y'all subscribe in here, okay? Let me see. Justice said, what I see at times, there's a lack of social skill relationship, building skills and communication skills, which lead to unhealthy relationships. Yes, or what we deem as unhealthy, because they probably feel like it's healthy. They probably feel like it's healthy. And people, I feel like that you can think a certain way, and y'all are in my chat, so that is going to give me the indication that a lot of people who are in my chat may feel the same way I feel. But I don't want to take that away from other people who don't feel like that, because just because we don't feel a certain way does not X out the way somebody else wants to feel. It can feel immoral to us. It can feel like it's crazy to us. But we have to know that the world is made up of different people who think different ways. And if that's the way you want to think, that's the way you want to think. Like, I ain't even trying to say that you wrong about it. It's hard for me to even say you wrong about it, because if it's right to you, then it's right to you. And that's you in your life. Long as they ain't got nothing to do with my life, I just be happy that they ain't part of my life. Let me see. We're not going to ignore the word. What word? Tell me the word. What do you say? What word? Tell me, Chris. Okay, Caitlin, stop the cap, because your ass still a green tea squad. So your forgiveness is only coming from Jason. Right. Chris said, just as yes, lack of emotional intelligence, people need to do the work. But okay, Chris, so are you saying that they need to do the work so they can think like us? Because that's what that sounds like. Let me see, because why does anyone need to be told how to feel about someone else? Right. I don't think it, because I don't think that, but for the people who love to live their life like that, that's the way they want to live. And I think that our work is is within ourselves. If we have noticed that we are not those kind of people, to disassociate ourselves. That's what I think. Yes, Chris, a lack of emotional intelligence, unless you are developmentally delayed, and that's okay too. Chris said, Kayla said, I'm allergic to the green. For some reason, I can't. Ray, you need to forgive me until I figure it out. Lord, hey, classy lady, I was on your replay. I was in your chat for a minute. I wasn't on the replay. You were actually live when I came in. Classy lady said, "Good evening, get my minds and chatters." Hey, classy lady, we are talking about the when I move, you move kind of thing that goes on out here in the YouTube streets. And saying, is your beef my beef? Nope. I say my beef ain't your beef. That's what I'm thinking. So that's what we're talking about tonight. Justice said it's not about feelings. If there's no social skills and there's no communication skills, our relationship skills is going to be unhealthy. You can't have it if it's not there. But justice, that is so true. But we also have to realize that people don't want it. If you got one side of people who say I want emotional intelligence, I want emotional intelligence, I want communication skills that go this way, but you also have a group of people who say that's not what I desire. And I feel like you have to know that it is okay for other people to think certain ways if that works for them, and as long as they're not harming. Now, if they're harming somebody else, that's a different thing. But if they're in their own world and they are saying, I just really like you know, some people say, they be in a relationship. Say if it's people in a relationship, you have one person saying, no, look, I gotta work. I feel like I should put in on the responsibilities of this household. Then you have somebody else saying, I ain't working, I'm not working. If you're the head of this household, you work. I'll do this part. People have different ways that they think, and we have to really know that you have to respect other people's ways of thinking. It does not impact you if you remove yourself. If you remove yourself, you don't have to worry about it. So as much as I believe in the way that I'm thinking right now, I also say I want to respect people who think a certain way. I just don't. I just remove myself, and then everything is good. That's what I just think. Justice said you can't have healthy if everything about it is unhealthy. No matter how we feel about it, if everything in that relationship is unhealthy, you can't get healthy out of it. Healthy according to you though. If it's healthy for me to say if I get a boyfriend, I'm feeling like I really feel like I want you to make all the decisions. Like I don't want to be making no decisions. Can you just handle the decisions? So does that mean I gotta be an unhealthy person because I really desire the person to make all the decisions? Well, the next person might say, I gotta have an input on that. I gotta know what's going on. I want to be able to say my say on it. Does that make it healthier than the next person just because they desire two different things? I don't know. Chris said, and don't try to sway me in a certain direction. That's annoying. I have a brain. Let me see. Ray said, well, Kayla, perhaps you should partake in the other green. Oh Lord, Chris laughing at Ray. Oh my God, allegedly. Chris said, there he is. Where you at? Come get Ray. Kayla said. Ray said, Chris, you already know. Hold it for it now. Need to order. My Papa John's ain't going to work now. Oh Lord, Ray. Classy lady said, I saw it. Yep, you spoke to me. Yeah, you spoke to me. Yep. I know my beef is not your beef, right? Classy lady, like, I can't get that. Man, what do I look like? Somebody had a problem with Classy Lady. I've been going to Classy Lady's chat. Tomorrow they get into it with her in the chat. And I follow both content creators. What I look like saying, oh, well, I can't go back in Classy Lady's chat. What did that look like? What did that sound like? That just sounds so crazy to me. Chris said, I ain't there. A social minister said, I don't need people around me who fear me because of my position in the local church. I need people who see me as an ordinary person, not a God man. We must remember, I think you put something else in there. Let me see. Bro just said, I'll respect that people. I will respect that people think differently from me, but I need that mutual respect. Absolutely, absolutely. That's where it is, Ambrosia. I want to be able to respect the people who say, okay, I do want to follow people. That's the way I like to do things, and then that mutual respect. Like I don't really care if they respect me or not because I'm still gonna do what I would do. But it would be nice if they would return the respect to me to say, okay, she don't want to follow nobody. She do want to have her own brain. Like the mutual respect will make it nice, Ambrosia. I really get that. Let me see all on the back end. Chris said. Otherwise, I remove myself. Yes, And that's all I think you can do. Like, it's going to be a lot of different things. Like, you go into a store and they don't have none of the clothes. You at the mall. You go to a store. You like, dang, I don't like this. You looking for something red that you got to wear to a party. You go in there and say, dang, I don't like this. I don't like this. Hey, you come out the store. What you say? They had nothing that I like. Do you sit up there and start telling the manager you didn't order clothes that I like? You should have had this that fit like this and all. No, you don't. You leave out the store. Or it could be a store that have a certain kind of clothes. You go in there because you like casual clothes. They might have all gym wear in there. You're not interested in no gym wear. So that means that you gonna get mad and tell them to put all casual clothes in their store. No, you're gonna know that that store has gym wear. And then if you're not interested in gym wear, you're just not gonna go back in that store for anything because you want casual clothes. You're not interested in gym wear. How hard is that? It don't mean that the store is wrong because they want a gym wear. It means that the gym wear is not for you. Stay out of the store. That's all it means. Just to say, I don't think a lot of it's about feelings or disrespecting or not honoring people's feelings. Okay, but let me be quiet. Chris said, she was laughing. Lame, my bro just said. Just to say, I think if the skills are not there, have I think if the skills are not, there haven't been learning, choosing not to practice. Oh, then it is what it is. It's going to be unhealthy. Okay, Black Coffee said, I can like two people that don't like each other without the drama of having to choose side. Me too, Black Coffee. I do it smoothly all the time. I do it smoothly all the time, but it don't bother me. Now, if they have a problem with it, then it becomes a problem for them. It's not a problem for me because I'm still going to do whatever I want to do. Chris said, they'll be calling you a stranger. Girl, let me hush. Chris said, oh, Lord. Hey, Sarat. Sarat said, hey, get my chat. Justice said, but if we just say people don't want it or maybe they just never learned it, we got to look at it on both sides, but we can't dismiss what is healthy and unhealthy. Oh, Justice said she standing on that. Associate Minister said, wounds from a friend are better than kisses from the enemy. Yes. Everybody speaking to Chakal made it in. Hey, Chakal. Chakal and Sarat made it at the same time. Okay. Okay, right. Stay out the store, right, Chris? That's why. Okay, I understand what Justice is saying, but I'm saying ultimately, stay out the store. With the analogy I just gave, stay out the store, and you don't have to worry about it because everybody is not going to be everybody's cup of tea. That's just like religion, people's lifestyles, everything else. People have different ways of thinking about different things. I'm not my sister. My daughter does not like no locks. I like locks. Do I have to have a problem with my sister? Because why I keep saying my sister? Do I have to have a problem with my daughter because she don't like locks? No. What she does, stay away from the locks. And obviously, I stayed away from the weave. So, like, what's wrong with that? It don't mean that I'm unhealthy because I don't want the weave. It don't mean that she's unhealthy because she don't want the lights. It just means that we think totally different in that way. So, therefore, stay away from it. Stay away from what you don't like. That's all I can think of. That it makes sense to me. Justice said, but you can't. Okay, but you can't compare human nature to clothing store. Is an absolute in the wait. You can't compare human nature to clothing store is an absolute in the clothing store. They're not going to have what we want, but we talk about we're dealing with people and human nature. We are dealing with human nature, but you don't have to deal with people who don't think and are aligned in your way of thinking. You still can leave the people alone though. You still can leave the people alone. You don't have to worry about their way of thinking because it won't impact you if you're gone from the people, I think. When you start saying my name, okay. Oh, Lord Smith said, man, looks like I'm late to a great conversation. Let me see. Such a minister said it takes many different colors to make the rain. That's what I'm thinking. It takes a lot to make the rainbow. So who says that one color is any greater than the other? That's how I think. If we all thought the same, there would be no innovations and discoveries. That's what I'm thinking, Associate Minister. I'm looking like you said, there's many different colors in a rainbow. I don't want to go against what somebody else is thinking. If that works for you and the lifestyle that you choose to live in this life that is from A to Z on this earth, then that's you. I'm going to disconnect myself if it's not in alignment. I don't have time to worry about if your stuff is unhealthy because I don't know what works for you. I know what works for me. And of course, if you're doing something different from what I would do, I'm going to call it unhealthy. But who am I when it's not me that has to live with you, within you? Let me see. When people use you, you have to realize and get out of the situation. But what about people who like to be used? What about people who are out there that like to be used? Because you don't like to be used, Chris, you are going to say everybody should not be used. When there are people who enjoy, like literally enjoy. I know people who enjoy being used. Justice said, I think the best way to look at humans is when we look at train wrecks and car wrecks. Why do we go look? Why do we slow down? Oh, because everybody want to see something that's I think traumatic events can make us curious about what's going on because we don't see that often. So it's like a wow factor. I think that's what that is. Hold on one second, y'all. Okay, let me see. Ambrosia said, what is health? Wait, what is healthy? Worry about the problem you have with the wait. What is healthy is worry about the problem you have with a particular person. Don't start no mess with someone who hasn't done anything to you in an attempt to make yourself feel justified. Absolutely, Ambrosia. That's the thing that happens right there. Try to justify something. Just start trying to conjure up some mess that don't even exist. That don't even exist. Black Coffee said, hey, Chakasa Red. Caitlin said, all right, Chris, I usually notice quickly with soft manipulation. Caitlin said. Surette said, at this point, I try to make my own decisions um, of if I like someone or not. I sit back, I watch, and then move. Absolutely. Yes, Surette. Hey, Black Coffee, Surette said, Justice said, it was as if, wait, it was, if it was if it was easy, then we wouldn't have situations such as domestic abuse and addictions. That's true. But what about the people who want the addiction that they have? There are some people who say, I am going to do the drugs. I like to do the drugs. I'm going to do the drugs. They want that. You have people in domestic relationships that are not trying to get out no time soon. It's crazy. It's dangerous. You probably wouldn't do it yourself, but they literally stay in domestic situations, and if they get out of it, they get into another one. And I feel like it's unhealthy, but it's what people desire. Sometimes people have different desires that are like really totally different. It happens. It really happens. Some people want to get out. They don't know how to get out. They get out and can't believe how they ever got into it. It's those people that are in between. I said it's from A to Z and all that's in between. But I don't want to get away from the fact that there are some people who desire things like that. You can't say that everybody does not want to be in that situation because that's not true. Some people want to be in the craziest situations. They do want to do that. They want to do that. Let me say, brother said people need validation about how they feel is normal. But too much ego involved is a problem. People can't see straight. They can be blinded by some things that bro just said. Chris said, thanks for hitting the like button, y'all. Memberships are also available. She said, check out the live membership giveaway that we had from earlier. Absolutely. We had a good giveaway. Dang, I just clicked this doggone screen, y'all. We had a good giveaway earlier. It was so good, y'all. Y'all make sure if y'all was a member, y'all missed it. If y'all didn't pop in, the first 10 members in the chat won cash prizes. So y'all make sure y'all check that out. Make sure you consider becoming a member to the channel if you are not a member. If you're listening in, become a subscriber. We're on the road to 11K. I'm trying to get there. So y'all help me out with that. Associate Minister said, please read the Holy Bible Book of Job. Listen to worship the blesser and not the blessing. And Bertie said, I stay away from people who like that. I'm a natural helper. I see that everyone doesn't want help. Yes, or change. So I was, Ambrosia, I'm with you. For the people who don't like that, people who desire change can't understand why other people don't want to change. And that's natural. Because when you see something, you feel like you're doing something positive, you like to see other people go in that direction. I'm not going to spend my energy when I see that a person does not want help and they don't want to change because I feel like that's their prerogative. They don't have to want to change. They don't have to want any help. So therefore, if I feel like they want help, I'm going to lend it. If I feel like they want change, I'm gonna try to help. But when I see that they don't, I'm not going to waste my energy in that area no more. I'm going to leave them where they want to be because they want to be there. And I can understand that because it's what I think today at 56. I probably didn't think that way at 30. So if somebody would have told me that at 30, I would have been like, no, no, no. At 35, I would have been like, no, 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 leave me alone. Because at that time, I did not want to think like that. I can think right now, at my age right now, at 35, somebody would have told me this, I would have been like, no, I want to accept that because I wanted to think like that at that time. So I just understand how people can want to think certain ways, and I feel like I want to give them that if that's what they want. I don't feel like the way I think should be somebody's way of thinking all the time. If that's what you want, have at it. That's your life. It don't have nothing to do with me. I don't have nothing to do with you thinking like that. Nothing. It don't impact me in no kind of way. You're not nobody to me. So it don't impact. If it was my kids, if it was my mother or something like that, maybe. But anybody outside of that, free will. Free will. Let me say, social medicine said my relationship is out of free will. Oh, look at you said free will right there. Relationship is out of free will. Joe, a benefitship is out of necessity because one or more persons can't meet their basic needs of life. Okay, hey, blessing, I'm blessing. And this is so funny because I was gonna blessing is here, and I was gonna tell the story when I get to it about blessing. Hey, react with y'all. I want to tell the story of blessing hot topics part 2. Who's in the chat? When I get to that part, I want to explain what happened to me at a time that would kind of pivoted for my channel that had to do with blessing hot topic. But hold on, we ain't get there yet. Stopping through. You have a good night. I'm out. Okay, react with yo. Thanks for coming in. Associate Minister said people who use other people don't have a relationship, they have a benefitship. Okay. Okay, everybody speaking. Okay, Chris said, well, oh, look at that hydrate. Look at that. Who said that? Who said that? Let me see who said that. Thank you, Rita Williams. I'm loving that. Y'all make sure y'all like it. Thank you, Rita. I love that big old hydrating thing. That is the cutest thing to me. Hi, Rajiv. Rajiv came in. Okay. Okay, Justice said, now I agree with that. There are times when there are times when people don't want to change and they don't want to help. I mean, they don't want to help and they don't want to and they want to stay where they are. You have to bag up and let them be. I can agree with that. Yes. And I agree with letting people. Tanya in here? What time? I didn't see Tanya come in here. Somebody said beautifully healed. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Dang, this thing clicked up again. Hold on. Dang. College. Okay, wait. Justice. Justice's comment. Hold on, y'all. I don't see Tanya in here. Somebody said beautiful here. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. Justice. Wait, I was just reading justices. But I don't. Okay, wait. Dang. Right there. People who use other people. They have benefit ship. Chris said, welcome to his Gabby's World. Y'all like, subscribe, be a part of this growing community. I don't like people who pick for no reason. I don't care for childish people. Okay. Ray says, Surrender is my G. Where the you been? Actually, wait. You're Haitian on Friday night. Don't even answer that. Lure. Serena already don't have to pay no attention to you. These people are sick, and bro, she said, so people desire to be heard. Yes. People desire to be heard. Absolutely. Yes, they do. It sounds crazy if you're not a person that desires to be heard, but there are people who desire that. Yes, there are. Chris said, I agree, but that's why they got to do the work. There's a root cause. It could be. Wait a minute. Why are y'all saying hi to Tanya? I did not see Tanya in here. Yo, what's good? I just said, Social Minister said, we must remember the teaching of entrepreneur, the public speaker, Byron Golden. Don't let your environment limit your vision. What's the topic today? When I move, you move. Your beef is not my beef. Okay, let me see. Um, Ray Go. Let me see. How you doing, Chris? Rajiv said. Okay, I'm trying to go. I thought I said I was trying to go back to Justice's comment, but I don't see it. Dang, bless Rajiv. Pray you are too. Okay, Chakassi Pizza. Okay, okay, now I agree with that. There are times when people don't want to change, they don't want help, and they want to stay where they are. You have to back and let them. Okay, I did that one already. Okay. Okay, bro just said, just hanging around you, enjoying another good combo. Thank you. Ambrosia. Rita Williams sent that 550 jewels with that hydrated thing that's so doggone cute. Y'all, sometimes I be wishing I had enough points to send people in their chats with that because I love seeing that thing. Uh, Bless it. Okay, so red. Dang. Oh, oh. Okay. Dang it. It jumped again, y'all. Okay, wait. Okay. What's good, Ambrosia? Just all right. Okay, I got that. Okay. Suresh said I like to see the best from my friends. I learned I can't pressure anyone to change. I just try to set an example. Okay. Absolutely, and you do. And brother said, "Oh, a cute town is that too cute? That thing, you know, is cute." Thank you for your support, Rita. Chris said, "There you go, Minister. Right? Okay, let me see. Ray said, "Hey, Rita, what you doing up after 10 p.m.?" Facts, Chris said to Saret. Yeah, Taya asleep. I don't know. I was about to say. Okay, Suresh said the views from some CCs that drop into his Gamma's World platform are not views of Gamma's for your information. She said yes. Suresh is dropping that if some CCs are in the chat and they have views of something, it don't necessarily have to be a view of mine. I try to like make things, if we have a conversation about things, I try to make it clear what mine is. Y'all know that's pretty much how I go in the chat. Thank you, Saret. Associate Minister said, Ambrosia, please remember there are two things that a person can do with your help. They can use your help as a bridge, take personal responsibility, or they can use your help as a crutch. Lack of responsibilities, he probably said. Thank you for the gold coin, Ray. I appreciate you. Hey, Feast. Feast came up in here. Let me see. Thank you for your continued support, Ray. Dang, how did you... Okay, I was going to say, how do you jump on up and got my finger on the screen? Ray, you starting messing. Ray said, I just said it depends on the beef. Like, in general, if you my boy, if you're my boy's enemy, you're my enemy. See? Just that fast. We got somebody who think that in the chat. That's what I'm telling you. That even if you have a certain way of thinking, there are going to be people out there who think differently. And Rajin has definitely put in the chat, that's how he thinks. He thinks that if his boys has an enemy, it's his enemy. Chris said, "Get to know your content creators for yourself, and if you vibe with them, don't end your support just because somebody else fell out with them. That's it. That's what Chris said. That's it. That's what she said it should be." Ray said, "I know, right? Surrenders just be missing you and Tricky. Aw, you know I got the blocking power, right, Ray?" Let me say, yes, Chris Justice said, Ray, you gonna get in trouble. He said, girl, we can't do that with Ray. Ray said, Ambrosia, I ain't messy. I'm Ray retarded. Is that what it is? Chris said, Ray, my girls are busy. Don't play with them. Ray, I fell asleep. So Ray said, Chris, oh, what is that? Look at that. Dropping the mic. I love that drop the mic too. That is so doggone cute. Thank you. Thank you so much. Rita for that dropping the mic. Man, Rita been straight supporting this channel so hard this whole week. Thank you, Rita. Okay, Ray, let me see. Bro just said, I hear you, associate. I've been on the end of both. Yes. Chris said, I'll be there. I support people that are authentic and aren't users. Wait, aren't users or manipulative. Yes, you do. Justice said, it is so sad that if I say something in your chat, people will try to hold you accountable for my thoughts and my belief. That's crazy. Oh yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. Chris said, Rita, thank you so much for your support. She dancing about them gifts. Rajan said, the thing is with my friends, we either friends for life or we're not actually friends. So if you're my friend for life, you essentially bro, sis. I choose so you family. So you're an enemy of me and my family. You're so an enemy of me, fam is an enemy of me. Okay. So I said, unfortunately, Justice, yes. Associate Minister said, Ambrosia, a generous giver, has to know how to regulate who they give to so they don't exhaust all their personal energy. I'll help a person who can't. I'm under no obligation to help a person that won't. Okay? Even if you're not in the chat, Justice. Right. You ain't even got to be in the chat. And Broder said, I think content creators have to remember that viewers and listeners are doing So for entertainment, right? To socialize and take a break from life offline. They should not try to pit viewers against other seasons. Right. Viewers are here. If I'm not on my channel like right now, listen, I'm over there just trying to listen to a joke. I'm trying to laugh at a joke. I'm trying to how y'all read like that? I don't know how to read like that. How y'all I'm worried about stuff like that. I'm trying to get the information you try to get out. I'm not trying to be fixated on what the next beef is and trying to get in the middle of nobody beef. Like exactly what Ambrosia said. We trying to be here as uh like if we turned on this TV and watch. Do you see the networks hunting us down, trying to read us, go in on us because we looking at TV? Do you see that? No, they don't care. They put the entertainment on there, going about their business, have no idea who we are. And brothers, you better say that. And brothers, I don't cook exactly fees. Like who's here for all of that? Roger said, but some people argue for entertainment. Yeah, they do. They argue for the entertainment. Then we listen for the entertainment. Just like that. Your enemy is not my enemy. That's not mine either, Justice. Justice said, but can we really put everything under entertainment? Because a lot of times it's just not entertainment. It's some serious stuff being said out here. That's true. It is some serious stuff being said. It definitely is. But one thing about it, ultimately, I'm just always gonna say this. Ultimately, if we know that things are going on and if we're over here, it's so easy not to know what's being said because all you have to do is not listen. So if you're really, really, really concerned about, I'm not really concerned about what's being said. But if I was concerned about what was being said and it was very, very serious for me, I would very, very much not listen. Because I'm not getting ready to let nothing, I'm not going to go seek out something that's very, very serious for me. I'm just not going to seek that out. That's just not what I do. So I don't know. I can't relate to that because I'm not about to be seeking out stuff that's real serious for me. So I don't know. Ray said, entire chat, my sons and I finna go get pizza and ice cream. If the chat is over in the next 20 minutes, already missed it. Okay, Ray, y'all have fun, okay? Rajesh said, just okay, but if someone cheated on your sister, are you gonna have beef with the dude that cheated on her? Chris said, where I went wrong was trying to convince someone to think how I think. Yeah, certain people just want the man. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Rita said, you are welcome. Hey, Chris and Ray, I can hang a little. Okay, you don't have to work tomorrow. Okay, good, Rita, good. Sabrina said, Gamma, you can read when you want to. Don't let that ponytail and smile fool you. Hi, bro. This said I used to watch. Oh, wait. Damn, my computer. Okay, I used to watch a content creator who started falling out with everyone. Her channel was growing, and so was that ego. She became paranoid and started moving crazy in these YouTube streets. Yes, I'm sure that can happen a lot of times. I'm sure it can happen a lot of times. Rajin said justice or you're going to be cool with the person because for me, it's an enemy. Kayla said, oh, I enjoy Brody. Wait, dang. Brody and nephews. Sweet Ray, and bro just said, yes, he is so sweet. We love Ray. We love Ray. Finna drop some intro, y'all. As I exit the stage left, Sweat said, yes, enjoy Ray. Ray, thank you for the happy poop. No, look at, he's trying to be funny. Thank you for your happy poop, Ray. I sure appreciate it. I sure do appreciate it. Chris said, completely over the convincing phase of my life. Yes, bitch. Right. Right. Chris had that in her. Well, she probably moved off a little now, but she had that in her spirit a lot. Just wanting things to be right, trying to, convince people of things. But she learned lessons in life. She took stuff for information and handled it accordingly. Justice said, is it concern or curiosity? Because sometimes it's just what it is. We're going to listen to whoever we want to, whether it's entertainment or not. That's it. Yeah, we're definitely going to listen to whoever we want to. That's for sure. That's for sure. And some people do internalize it. Maybe I should say I do entertainment because some people are thoroughly bothered and it's not entertainment. It's a very serious thing for them. And I wouldn't be able to say what go on in that because it ain't going to get serious for me because I'm going to take it for entertainment. And if it get too serious, I'm not going to listen. So that's why I can't relate to it. Tracal said, where you going, Ray? He's laughing at Ray. Now look up, my sister happy poop again. Roger said, Justice, you ain't answering. And brother said, it stops being entertaining to me when people take it offline. Exactly, doxing people's job and reaching out to family members. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Let me see. And Scene Ray said, Lord, thank you for another happy poop, Ray. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Rajiv said, nah, but some of you be saying some things, but when it's out into practice, I don't know if y'all believe it, Rajiv said. I know that's right, Chris. Ambrosia said, wait, dang. Dang. Okay, there we go. Okay, social media said 80% of life is not what happens, but how you react. The other 20% is beyond your control. How you react to a situation can be just as deadly as the situation itself. Yes, those actions mean something. Don't internalize this mess. Exactly. Don't internalize the mess because the mess is going to be here. Mess is not never going to clear up in life. I don't believe that mess will ever clean up in life. So if the mess is something that will get to you, I would just advise don't internalize it because the mess is going to be here. It's here to stay. It's not like going nowhere. Rajesh said, y'all know if someone is bullying your son, you're going to start some BS. 100. Ain't nobody messing with my people. Surette said, right, Chris. Chris has some blinders on. Glad my girl can see BS clearly. Bernie said, exactly, Chris. Associate Minister said, we must, dang. Okay, we must remember the difference between a warrior and a warrior and a soldier. A warrior will fight all the battles in their life. A soldier will pick and choose the battles they fight in their life. Exactly. I asked myself the following question: is the victory worth the battle? If no, that's time and energy saved. Associate Minister, let me say that one more time. We must remember that the difference between a warrior and a soldier. A warrior will fight all of the battles in their life. A soldier will pick and choose the battles that they fight in their life. I ask myself the following question: is the victory worth the battle? If it's not, that's time and energy saved. What you know, Angel? Oh, no, that was yours. I didn't put mine in there. Okay, so let's say, but I think we all did at one point, yes. That's why if I know that I felt a certain way at one point, I did. That's when I definitely can't think about nobody feeling a certain way at their point. Because who am I to say somebody should be thinking a certain way if I thought a certain way at a certain time? Just because somebody might want to just leave their blinder, if I feel they got a blinder on, okay, you could have had a blinder on then too. So then, just because it works for me to snatch mine off, maybe they want theirs on for another 5 years, another 10 years. Like, I just let people do what they want to do. Let me see what I think about. Okay, I got that. Deacon Speakfee said, yes, that's facts, Rep. Black Coffee, dang. Black Coffee said 100, Chris. She said, clock it. Let me see. Such a minister said, we must remember just because someone puts mess on a plate doesn't mean you have to eat it. Oh, I definitely learned my lesson. Look, Chris said, I learned my lesson. Social media said, we must remember just because you catch hell doesn't mean you have to hold it. That's right. That's right. Surrect facts, Chris said. I heard that bit. So 100K. This said, Rajin said, but a lot of you gotta be able to defend your point of view. Like you can't just say this is the answer and not give an explanation, because if stand up is scrutiny, it shows you don't believe it. Chris said, my advice, watch, listen, and then move unless it aligns with you. That's the whole thing. Watch, listen, and move unless it aligns with you. If it aligns with you, don't move. That's just the whole thing. Rita said people attack others' livelihood because they don't have one. Let me see. I brother said, right, Rita. I've only experienced and I've experienced and I know. Move. She was like, move. Definitely Chris Smith said. Yes, man. So we was talking about making our own decisions, right? So just you because if I don't like you, because I'm gonna not like you because you did something to me. Like, I have people that I don't like, but it is literally because of things that they did to me. It has nothing to do ever with what they did to somebody else. If you did something to me, and I probably would have said, okay, you did something to me. Okay. Then you did it again. And I'm like, okay, now what I'm doing? I'm watching, like Chris said. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. Third time, listen. That's where the cutoff game comes. And I just don't look back. I'm looking like you grown. You know what you're doing. That's how you feel. I wish I would sit up in a presence of somebody who let me know how they are and try to move forward with that person. Why? Especially over the internet. Why? I don't even know you. Why would I be caring about anything? If you let me know how you feel, that's an easy cutoff. I don't know you from a can of paint. Why would I feel like I gotta keep doing something to get back in your grace or doing something to try to prove to you? Who does that with strangers on the street? Who really does that? I just don't understand that. That's just crazy. It's just gonna be effective if you did something to me, not because of somebody else. That's just the main thing. But if I don't like you because somebody told me to, that's crazy. That's different. That's gonna be different. I need to be careful about allowing somebody else's experience to become my own personal experience. That sounds so crazy. Get somebody else's life story and start saying, I want your life to be my life, so I'm going to think the way you think is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And the main thing is possibly you don't even know everything that happened. And that's just most of the time what happens. When two people fall out, we hear one side most of the time. We may hear the other side. We may. Or we may never hear the whole story. In my case, any situations I had online, to this point, you don't know the whole story. In my case, you don't know the whole story. And until I want to bring out the whole story, you still working on the story that you heard. But I'm good with that because I want to see how people move off of stuff somebody just told them and they don't know. I find some goodness in that. Show me based on that. I know you don't know what you're talking about, but you listening to somebody else, I need to know your character and that's how you move. So you don't deserve my part of the story. You don't deserve my part of the story. And why? Because what my part of the story probably ain't important because I ain't trying to get nothing back from it. I ain't trying to explain nothing. I don't care about it. It is what it is until I feel like it ain't. Until I feel like it. I don't know. I ain't gonna say forever, but until I feel like it, right? It's just that why am I gonna put myself in the middle of something that happened between two other adults? That's the thing that I've learned on this app. I've learned that you can care about somebody without becoming a soldier in their battle. I learned that early on. Early on, I am not going to fight your fight. I'm just not going to do that. Okay, I'm just not going to do that. Um, Now this is another thing that I watch, y'all. And y'all watch this too. Y'all know like the breakup, the makeup, the breakup cycle that goes up on the up in the YouTube streets. Y'all know that. Y'all know that, right? This is how it goes. Two people get into it, right? They get into it. Everybody start picking a side. They pick a side. People are unfollowing. They unsubscribing. They don't want to hear nothing about it. They start to block people, right? They start making the lives, the videos about folks, shorts about folks, all that. Everybody just mad. Everybody just mad. What happened? 6 months later, oh, we good now. Okay. And you sitting over there like, wait a minute. Because it's because of y'all war that you know, that I did what I did. So now y'all friends again. So now you sit up there thinking, um, what happened to like what's gonna happen with me? I didn't burn my bridge, right? Because I did unfollow you. I did unsubscribe from you. I did say, some stuff in the chat because of the person I was following. So what happens to the people who attack somebody because you were mad at them? So like what you want me to do? Like they attacked me, I attacked them because of you. Now you good? So what happened to all the people with the egg on their face because the two of them made up, right? This is why I personally I believe for me, you have to be careful about getting so involved in other people's stuff, other people's conflict, other people's fight, especially some social media mess, because people are going to change. They are going to change. Y'all can't say what y'all going to change your mind about tomorrow because y'all don't know. Anything can happen to your mental health, anything. People going to change. People going to decide to forgive. Where I won't forgive, somebody else will forgive. People going to fall out. They going to get back together. They go change their minds because they can do that. And that's their right. I always say that's their right. But if I burned your house down because somebody else is mad at you, what am I supposed to do when y'all become friends again? What you think I'm going to do? Now I'm standing outside looking crazy, right? As I should. As I should. This is, like I'm saying, this is something that I learned earlier in the game. Earlier in the game. I don't do no group thinking. at all. I'm not good at it. I've never been good at that. Right? Everybody over here, so I'm over here. I don't have that kind of thinking. I don't do stuff like that. I'm going to look at the situation for myself. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to listen real hard. I'm going to listen real hard. And I'm going to decide what I'm comfortable with. I'm going to decide what I'm comfortable with because at the end of the day, I have to answer for my behavior, not the next person, my behavior. That's crazy. It's just crazy. If and the bottom line with everybody, if you treat me well, I'm going to treat you well. That's just how I do that. I don't care who you have a problem with. If you haven't done nothing to me, I'm not going to be creating no problem between no between me and you because of somebody else. That just sound immature to me. And if other people can't respect that, then maybe the problem is not with them or with y'all two, it's with me and you instead because you can't respect that, right? And then that's okay too. That's okay too because sometimes I don't know. That might be the boundary that need to be set, and that's what needs to happen. Sometimes you just gotta choose. You gotta choose what your boundary is. Okay, this is where the boundary come in, and it ain't gonna work. So you make a choice, and you make your choice. I make my choice, and that's it. It's a difference between information and being influenced. Okay. Let me see what y'all saying because I'm going on a tangent, y'all. Oh, let me see. Hold on, let me go up. Oh, let me see. I heard that Minister Caitlin says that's facts. Chris said, gotta be able to defend your point of view. Okay, I got that. People attack others' livelihoods. I got that. I've experienced it. No. Black Coffee said, how the fuck is the CC supposed to know what someone is gonna type in the chat? Exactly. How in the world do you know something like that? And even if you do know, how you gonna control it? Chris said, but for people to act like they don't see the BS is baffling. It is baffling if you think a different way. And Bro just said, defending our point of view is not the question here, Rajan. We're talking about people beefing, expecting you to blindly follow them. Thank you, Ambrosia. Associate Minister said, Chris, 100% facts. I agree. Your wise wisdom, uncommon common sense, and wise life advice. Yes, well, Jen said a lot of you not down right. A lot of you not downright shaking my head. You got to be squad and gang. If you not, then you don't love your circle. Hey, Chico Stick. Hey, Chico Stick. Let me say, brother said it really depends on it really depends on the thing. If the people don't act right, I'll be done with both of y'all. Stand on your own business, okay? Ambrosia said both of y'all act the fool. Both of y'all thinking I'll leave both of y'all alone. But she said Ambrosia is not blind if your boy is competent and is a competent individual. If he is competent, well, if he is a competent individual, he'll not be seeking unnecessary problems. But if someone gives you, boy, a problem, you're going to be there. Kaden said, right, Grandma, who does that? Associate Minister said, we must remember the first time may be an accident. The second time may be an emotional reaction. The third time you do what you were, the third time you do what you were doing. Don't be shocked at another person's reaction to what you do. Exactly. Hey, Chico Sticker, bro, just said, gotta see how people move. You gotta see. That's true, Sweat said. Roger said, Ambrosia, if your boy is street thug, he's trying to some hood stuff. Yeah, that's blindly following into a disaster. But the problem is that your circle was bad. That's just proxy for being friends and toxic people. Chris said, because people become trusting in someone else with no character. Absolutely. It's always a right and wrong story and a middle story, Caitlin said. So I don't even really want to hear it. That's right. Rajia said, if you don't have to pick a side, I do what's in my boy's best interest in my understanding, whether he wants it or not. Caitlin said, right, they're gonna do what they want anyway. Mind might as well not get involved. Right. So might as well not even get involved. Let me see exactly. Please stay out of people's beef. Silly ass beef. Right. Definitely silly. I learned as well, Chris said. Rajesh said, all my people stand on business. It's one way road. We all go forward and don't turn back. Keep each other in line and on the right paths. God, family, and money. Chris said, but that's your people. Got to determine who your people are. Rita said, show me who you are. I believe you the first time. You get up. Listen, Rita. I am a first timer. I'm just a first timer. You just show me stuff. I just be believing folks. I don't be wanting to call you a lie. I be wanting to believe everything you show me. Soon as you show me something, I be wanting to believe you. So I'm not even trying to say nothing against you. I'm trying to say you're a truthful person. You showed me this. You showed me the truth about you. And so, therefore, I move accordingly. That's what I'm trying to say. Caitlin said, that's me. You good with me. I'm good with you. If you're not good with me, I'm good with that too. Exactly. Let me see. His grandma's words talking about using discernment over judgment. Discernment is assessing a person or a situation with no personal bias. Yes, judgment is assessing a person or a situation with personal bias. And okay, I'm back. I had got a call. Okay, you back. Okay. Chris said, where people go wrong with me, don't try to act like I cannot see where you are trying to manipulate my thinking. Right. Don't ever think you are more clever than me. Chris said, huh? She said, big. Rajim said, Gemma, can you give a specific example of what, Rajim? And Roger said, yes, try to manipulate me is not going to go well with you. Bless High Topic said, I analyze folks first before I associate with them. And if my spirit say no, then it's a no. But if I don't, wait, but if don't, then I'm good. I'm quick to not trust and believe everything people tell me. Yes. Associate Minister said we must remember it's better to give a person the sour truth than a sugar coated lie. Blessed 100, Chris said. Okay, yes. Um, okay, like if you're in between two people that having an issue, okay, you can't tell the person what happened. Like if you got, that something happened between two people, they come to you, they can tell you what happened. They can give you all the information about what happened. They can tell you how that hurt them so bad. This person did this to me, that hurt me this way, right? They can do that. But it's still a difference in saying this happened to me and I want you to know about it, right? I want you to know about it. I'm telling you all the things that happen, right? It's a difference in saying that and saying this happened, so now you better hate them too. That's two completely different things. One thing is going to give me the information on what happened in the situation, and I can take that as information, keep it in the back of my head. Maybe I'll put that in and say, okay, they showing this kind of character. I'm going to be aware kind of thing. And the other one, when you think it's just supposed to be that I'm going to tell you my story, now you start hating them. That's just saying a thing about control. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not saying that you got to like maintain every relationship. Absolutely not. I'm not saying that. But sometimes you do need to disconnect. Sometimes people just show you who they are. And if you see that the relationship could be toxic, right? If you see that environment will be unhealthy for you, sometimes you just got to walk away from it. You just got to, when you see all that, you just got to walk away from it. But if you walk away from it, it's going to be because it was something that happened between you and them, not somebody else. That's my whole thing, not somebody else. Okay, so Blessed is back in here. So let me tell my personal experience with what happened to my channel at a very early stage. Thank God, I'm so happy because that happen at that time, and it was at the very beginning of my channel. So I was blessed with that. I think that I was blessed because when you get all this stuff going on as a content creator later, I think it would have been a different story. But it really put me in a good place for my channel. But I had a situation where somebody supported my channel, and that person was Blessing Hot Topics that y'all see her back in the chat. So she supported my channel, but there was a expectation that I shouldn't allow another person or allow her in my space because of a problem that she had with somebody else, right? Okay, so I had to make a decision at that moment. I didn't know Blessing from a hole in the wall. I didn't know she was a content creator. I didn't know where she came from. I just see somebody that came in my chat and was chatting like everybody else. I'm like, okay, this is a supporter. I ain't had no inkling about where Blessing Hot Topics came from. No idea where this lady came from. All I know is she was somebody who had been coming in my chat and coming on the panel when I had topics. That's all I know. So at that point, I had to make a decision because it wasn't about who I was rocking with or nothing like that. So I had to make a decision. I decided there is no way I'm about to build this channel on other people's conflict. I'd have been over here and I'd have seen how people roll. I'm not gonna tell somebody they can't come into my chat because somebody else don't like them. I'm not gonna do that. Whether it's Blessing, Becky, Lou, Johnny, whoever it is, I'm not gonna do that. So if that person comes into my space and disrespects me, now we have a problem. But until then, we're gonna be good. And that's all to it. So that's the way I operated my channel from that day forward. So I had to make that an early decision. That was an early decision in my content creatorship or whatever you call it. And I'm so happy that that happened at that time because it gave me a chance to rebuild on a whole different note. It really did. It really was the opening of my channel. It was at the very early stages. Way I probably didn't even have, man, if I had 1,000 subs at that time. I'm sitting on 11K in a minute. So that's when my channel began to grow. When I made that decision right then and there, I didn't waver. I didn't go back and forth. This was a matter of making a choice between somebody that I thought I was rocking with and somebody that was a stranger. And I stood on that business, and I'm still going to stand on that business to this day. And that's just how it goes. Okay, let me see what y'all saying here. Dang, let me see. Okay, and bro just said yes, trying to manipulate that. Okay, I got that. But said I analyzed folks before I saw. Okay, I got that. I quick to not trust. Okay, I got that. Okay, we must remember some people will feed you a lie just to see if you'll eat it. Yes, right, Chris. I know this real fast. Bust your bubble, okay? Roger said a specific example of the situation that we're talking about having to be. We're talking about with content creators when they fall out with another content creator, how followers or subscribers will stop supporting another content creator because they want to like kind of like pick a side with the content creators without knowing the full story. And even if they know the full story, they will still choose to just create, instead of saying this is not my beef, I'm going to support both content creators. They say I feel like I gotta pick a side, and they will make their decision based on somebody else's beef. Associate Minister said we must remember wounds from a friend are better than kisses from the enemy. Sorry, typing too fast. Associate Minister said we must remember, please don't be like Candy, a sucker. Yes. Blessed said, associate man, that's a good way of looking at it. Rita said, a wise person said, a person that have an issue with someone is the person that has a problem. Okay, Rita. Okay. Let me see. Blessed said, and that's so true, Rita. Everybody can't be lying. And that's okay, Chris said. Social Minister said we must remember fake people make noise. Real people move in silence. Most people have character. Wait. Most people, their character doesn't match their reputation. Raji said, okay, all you saying, you don't involve in beef. I don't want to see you talking on your daughter's baby daddy that doesn't pay child support. Chris said, I shouldn't keep getting talked about just because you walked away. Right. Exactly. Because why? Associate Minister said, we must remember every wolf will eventually come out of sheep's clothing. Now, that's the fact. Because he ain't nothing to you. Do that not your problem. Okay, they mad, Chris. Okay, let's see it. Associate Minister said, we must remember the best magician won't let you see how they perform their tricks. It takes more energy to be fake than it does real. Absolutely. Thanks for joining the live. Please make sure y'all have subscribed to this channel if y'all are not subscribed already. Let me see. Blessed said facts. I didn't know you were associated with them. I thought I found the channel. Right. That's not in the section. I bragged about your channel and they didn't like that. Yes. I'm looking like, who, what? Did what? Huh? I just said, but Gamma, in that situation, your beef is not my beef. It makes sense to not have beef too because the original subscriber wasn't someone close. It's just a dude on the internet. Absolutely. Blessed said, because you trusted yourself and your decision and kept it pushing, Gamma, folks gained a lot of respect for you. I only hear of good things about you. I know I love when I hear people speak about his Gamma's world. I'm just so proud. I'm so extremely proud. I'm like, y'all got to know that you have to feel good about people just having so many. It's going to be people, I mean, I'm sure it's people that have bad things to say, but I ain't never heard it because I'm not in the spaces where those things are being said. So I just am blessed for what I do hear people say. I'm talking about your boy like someone you go into a burning building to save. If you're not going into a burning building to save them, that's not even something we're talking about. That's two strangers or a stranger versus an acquaintance. It is. That's what we were telling you. You kept talking about your boy. I didn't never say that about your boy. You kept bringing your boy up, and I had the title here saying your beef is not your beef, and you came in late, so you didn't hear us saying what we needed to say about the content creators in the beginning. Blessed said, if I was hanging with the person from the gate, I refuse to bounce on them. Yeah, because the others don't like them anymore. I'm a loyal person. I stand on business. Like, fairly, like what's right is just gonna be right. It don't even matter who the people are. Like, what are you talking about? Chris, and if you are anybody who's close to me, I'm gonna be able to tell you that, and you'll be able to understand that. Chris said, even if you're loyal, if you change your mind after a character of the person has been revealed, you should be able to walk away without being called a fake bitch. Exactly. Yeah, that's kind of confusing too. How just because you saw something that wasn't in alignment with you and you decide to change your mind, now you have to be fake. What in the world? So that means anybody who went to a job, they worked the job and they're like, you know what? They were so happy to get the job. They found out this is not the kind of work they do. Maybe they don't feel like it's worth the money they're being paid. So because they put in another resume somewhere else, now they got to be a fake bitch. That sounds so stupid when people say that. Like, what are you talking about? That's not even the definition for it. Just want to be saying some words because they know other words to say. Let me see. I'll have to do. Shingwa said yes. Rajesh said, "Oh, when I came in, I asked, what's the topic?" And I did. I said, "When I move, you move. It's your beef is not my beef." Um, Let me see. Blessings and Chris. Facts. Social media said we must remember do the right thing is more a Spike Lee more than a Spike Lee's movie. Yes. Like I don't like you now. Chris said. Right. I don't like you now. Like I probably did like you then. I don't like you now. Right. Everybody can be like I said, somebody I can be this way today. And people could be blessing is saying all those good things about me today. But if I say something that triggers blessing tomorrow, she can she should be able to say, yeah, I did like her then. I don't like her now because of this, this, and that. And hopefully it will be something that I did that triggered her for her. And people are allowed to make that decision to say, oh, well, no. Now, if she said it based on something I told Chris in the chat, I will be thinking, what they got to do with you, though? I will be thinking, what did it have to do with you? But if she feels that I offended her in a certain way, then I would love to give her that. Like, I wouldn't have no problem with that. Like, what would be wrong with that? Let me see. You must remember the right thing. Okay, I got that. Ambrosia said, oh, wait. Period, Chris Red said. Um, I don't like people who get mad at me though. I'm too real. If I said it, then that's what it is. If I'm not messing with it, they're going to have to check themselves, as bro just said. People don't want to do that. No, they don't. No, they don't. Roger said, how you get triggered by someone that you don't love? Uh, I wouldn't be triggered by anybody that I don't love. If a stranger talks to you crazy, just keep walking. That's probably definitely what I would do. To facts, Chris says, Rest Roger Gamma also post a topic on her background of her title of the live. Kayla said, in general, would you follow the crowd or pick sides or have your own mind about a situation? Uh, be neutral, Rajan. Let me see. Yes. So, yes, y'all. So, that's just what I had. Unless y'all got more. Because, Brother says, she going somewhere. Because I just be clueless about. I'm gonna be. That's why I'll be trying to like speak on that kind of person's that way of thinking too much because it's not the way I think. And then when it's something that is not the way I think, I always try to chalk it up to people having a right to think the way they want to think. So I don't think because I like chocolate cake, I just can't understand why other people don't like vanilla cake. I think that okay, that's what I like, and I need to allow people to like what they like. It ain't got nothing to do with me. It don't have nothing to do with me. And if I have too big of a problem, don't go to the parties with the vanilla cake. Just don't go there if it's gonna bother me that much, right? Uh, Let me see. And social media says Grandma's word saying a person is not a buffet. If you accept the person, you must accept all of them. If you can't pick and choose which part you want and which part you will reject. Let me see. Please don't be ignorant in the chat, Chris said. Kaylin said, I'm explaining to him. Wait. I'm explaining to him. He doesn't get how you put the topic, I think. Okay, Rajesh says Surrender, but it doesn't say if it's friends or strangers. How am I supposed to know? I asked what the topic was when I came in. I'm complimenting her. Blessing said, forever supporter 11 months. It's been longer than 11 months. I think, no, Blessings have been longer than 11 months. She had a channel before, and this is her second channel. So she really been rocking with me for definitely 2 years. Very close to, if it's not 2 years, very close to 2 years. Yes. Kenneth said for a black girl, it's crazy. Chris said, I'll come back another time. We'll teach you. Say, let me see. Sarah said, all right, Jen, I guess in general, but okay. Abroja said, for a black girl, negates the compliment. She said that takes it all the way out when you say for a black girl. Rajia said, why would I think it's random strangers? Let me see. Why would I think it's a random stranger tell you, hey, what's your name? Jack. Oh, Jack, I hate that dude over there. Help me fight him to death. I have no understanding how that's a debate. Black girls rock if you didn't know. Let me tell y'all about something else too. Wait, when I get to the bottom. Because my daughter showed me this on Facebook, y'all. Yes, longer than that. It's been about 2 years. It's been about 2 years. No, she said specifically for strangers. Now you not about to hang up on me when you was unclear. Okay, so let me tell y'all. My daughter shows me this fight on Facebook, y'all. It was the craziest thing. So it's two girls that went to an after hour, right? They went to the after hour just to get a bottle. I guess that after hour sells liquor, right? So they didn't go in there to like be in the after hour. They just went in there to get the liquor. So I think the friend went in there to get the liquor. The friend was on the way out, right? And it was a guy that was trying to talk to her. I'm just so glad that I was able to have my own mind and stand up for what I do is right. Absolutely, Chris. Absolutely. Justice, thank you for the jewels. Thank you for the 10 jewels. Y'all listen to this story, y'all. So my daughter showed me this thing. Okay, so the friend went inside of the after hour. This happened at like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, y'all. She went to after hour. I guess they had been out. They had tried to get in the club. The club closed. And so they were dressed and said they were just going to ride around. They said they were riding around and rapping in the car or whatever, right? Let me see. My mom is calling me to pray. Okay, if you're not, by the time I come back, then I'll see you guys in YouTube. Okay, blessed. Thanks for coming in. Really said, personally, I don't have a grip with anyone on this app enough to wish death or harm on anyone because at the end of the day, we have a heart of being people of color. Okay, Rita. Absolutely. Absolutely. Is that serious? Like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on in their life. Maybe it's serious in their life. Maybe say, hey, official swagger, thank you for the 30 jewels. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. So they went into the after hour. One stayed in the car. One went in there to get the bottle. A guy tried to talk to her, and she did not stop to talk to him. He waits until she gets out and says, told another girl, I will give you $100 if you whoop her ass. Because he was mad because she wouldn't talk to him, y'all. The girl starts to fight the girl. So the other girl who was waiting in the car saw that her friend was in a fight. She gets out and she see her friend in a fight. She don't even really know what is going on. She didn't jump in the fight. She's just like standing there because it was one-on-one at the time, y'all, right? So the girl who wanted the $100 to jump on the girl, didn't know the girl from Adam, just wanted $100 because the guy was mad because she wasn't talking to him, right? So then that girl had been with a group of girls. So the group of girls, I think it was like 8 girls, end up, okay, so after the one-on-one they were having, The girl that wanted the $100 had the group of like 8 girls with her, right? And so all of those start jumping on her friend. So she jumped in because it was like 8 of them on her friend. Literally jumping, stumping this girl out, like really doing this. So she jumped in to help her friend. Y'all, I could. The fight was on Facebook. Y'all might be able to pull it up. The fight was on Facebook. It was so ridiculous. First of all, I think that my daughter said the girls never got the $100 for one. They never got the $100 because they it's on the video. She let me hear the video. At the end, it was like, "Where's the $100? Where's the $100?" And I think he never gave the $100, y'all. It was the most ridiculous. When I was seeing that, I was telling my daughter, "Stop showing me this." I'm not. She kept on telling me to watch it. I'm like, I'm not about to watch that. I'm not about to watch that. But it was the sickest thing in the world where these girls jumped, but they were so much bigger than the 2 girls and everything. And then when the girls got away, like they tried to hold their own. They was trying to hold their own. They gonna lie. They tried to hold their own, but then when some guys, so many people, y'all, was probably 30, 40 people just watching it, standing by, watching this happen. And the girls just kept saying, the 2 girls just kept saying, "We don't want to fight y'all." And then so after they was fighting, for a little round, the girls was saying, "I'm tired. We don't want to fight y'all." Why did they start jumping on them again, y'all? They start jumping on the girls again. So it was just like, I was like, how long? I asked my daughter, how long did this video go? The video went like 15 minutes. Do y'all know a round of boxing in a ring only goes 12 minutes? So I said, them girls was fighting back and forth. They tried to get in their car. Then the girls they didn't do nothing to their car. They came up to their car and started the fight over. Them girls was fighting for their life for 15 minutes straight. I was like, this world, the fact that all those people stood there to watch was and there was so many men around. I'm like, every man standing around just watching this happen, knowing that it was only because this man offered. Like, it's not even like you jumping in a situation that you don't know about. You know that it was only because a man offered $100 for this and did not stop it or call the police. Like, anything. It was so sick, y'all. It was the most disgusting thing that I've seen in so long. Let me see. Social media said, Chris Ashley, you're an independent thinker. You stand in your own 2 feet. Yes, she do. You're a rock. Yes, she is. Not shifting sand. You better believe that. Is that a shame, Caitlin? Chris said, social media said, thank you, 100. Um, Let me see. Chris, was that crazy? Yes, Ambrosia. I was so irritated. I was so irritated at all those grown men just watching this. Why the girls just stopped and saying, "I don't want to fight." They were saying the words, "I don't want to fight you." The other one said, "I'm tired." They were just saying, "I'm tired," fighting all of them girls. I was like, I couldn't imagine if that was my daughter. If one of them was my daughter, Lord, let me see. First thing I asked my daughter, what's her relationship with her mama? What's her relationship with her mama? Because ain't no way. Ain't no way. Essentially, to say, Chris Ashley, you're welcome. Let me see. Ashley said, "Of course, yes. I'm not about to watch it." Girl, I couldn't watch that. She kept on trying to put it in my face. You know how irritated I am with stuff like that. I don't like watching nothing that's crazy. And she do it. I was like, "Girl, I don't want to see." But then she showed me the other part. I'd be like, "No." She'd be like, "Let me just show you. This one was saying this, and this one said that." Because the girls that went on FaceTime, I mean not FaceTime, but Facebook Live the next morning. So she was trying to show me who the people was. Girl, I was so disgusted. And Rhoda said, "Oh my God, y'all!" And they had strip on the And for that, 100. I said, first of all, if the man offered the girl $100 and about 80 y'all jumped in, so y'all was doing this for about $12 each. Like, come on now. Come on now. You don't even have to have a beef with nobody. Like, you ain't angry at nobody or nothing. You just come towards somebody and just start fighting them just because somebody said it. Like, what in the world? Caitlin said, it's not that serious. That was a shame. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Let me see. Official Swagger says, "See, that's how people end up. That's how they do it." Official Swagger. That's how I said. How were they? They came up to the girl's car and start fighting them again. Okay, the girls did eventually get in the car. How did y'all know that them girls didn't have nothing in the car? That they could have just really, if they would have got inside that car, what would have happened? They wouldn't care. They wouldn't care. Disgusting, Ambrosia. Disgusting. Rajir said she could have said, "I'm sorry, I'm in a rush," or even better, not got out the club. not go out to the club. She made bad choices. Social media said a round in the professional boxing only goes 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Is it only three? I thought it was 12 minute round. Oh, it's 12 rounds. I'm sorry, 12 rounds. 12 rounds, right? Okay, that didn't make it even worse. 3 minutes. These girls had to fight for their life for 15 minutes. I was like, Lord, waste of time. Chris said. A swagger said, yeah, that's ignorance at its finest. I was like, but then I was like, Asia, how long? I mean, not how long. How old are these girls? Because I'm looking like, are these teenagers? Why was the girls like 30? I think they was like between 27 and 30. The two girls, I know the ages of them. My daughter knew the ages of them. I don't. The other girls, they all looked like they was about the same age. But the two girls was between 27 and 30. Y'all, we not even talking about kids. We talking about some big old grown people. I couldn't believe that. Let me see. Stress said, "This is what wait. This what happens here online too. Really, Sarat? Lord, Justice said, get on if we take that story from Facebook and apply it here, it's just not physical here, but verbal, same story, just different. You better say that, Justice. It is the same thing once you look at it like that. It is. It is. When people are saying they're not interested, they don't be caring. They be like, nope, another round, another round. You better say that. Official Swagger said, I'm not sitting around watching somebody get jumped over something that paid. Right, Official Swagger. That's what I said. I know people are like, well, I'm not getting ready to jump in. I don't know what they said. I don't know what they did. I don't know if they had history. They watched this go down with the boy or man. This was a grown man, not even a boy. Well, probably a boy thinking like that. Saying, let me give you $100 whoop her at. Just because the girl didn't talk to him. Just because the girl didn't talk to him, he said he was gonna get. And my daughter told me at the time that all they heard on the video was trying to get the man to give them the $100, and he had given it to him. So they just did all that with a whole stranger for nothing, y'all. That was so sick. I was like, people, they are something. Let me see. It sucks that no man checked that. No man, Ambrosia, was so man. If y'all can see it on Facebook, y'all will see so many people in the street and so many men, and it was so crazy because when they was like really just like one girl's shirt was all down and everything, and the man was getting so close so they could be able to see that, but not trying to stop it. I was like, you got to be kidding me. And then why one of the girls, the one that was in the car when her friend went in there, why was it another man trying to talk to her? Like after everything, you think after all this, the girl is going to talk to you? You've been in here seeing her fight for her life. She could have hit her head on the concrete. She could have lost her life. Somebody hit her and kicked her a certain way or something like that. And you think this is a time to say that you want to talk to her? I was like, what in the hell? Oh Lord, I've already said it sucks that no man. Yep, check that man for saying what he did. Yep, the girls were ignorant as hell to actually do it. They actually did it, y'all. Man, I was like, that's so crazy. Official Swagger said, if she if she if she take $100 to fight somebody, imagine what else she'll do for money, huh? $100 a worth. Swagger. That's what I was like. Oh, you do a lot of things strange for some change. A lot of things. Associate Minister said that sounds like a professional wrestling match. A scripted fight for entertainment purposes only. Man, it was so, I couldn't believe them girls looked so tired. They was looking like, how long are we gonna have to do this? I was like, they probably didn't know that if they was gonna get out of there alive or not. That sounds like, okay, I got that. Brother says so hard to be a girl. Ignoring a man can actually get you killed. Yep, exactly. Can actually get you killed. Exactly. Oh, God, if that was your child. Ooh, Justin. I kept telling my daughter. First thing I said, what is her relationship with her mama? That's all I asked her. I was like, what is her relationship with her mom? Because my daughter knows the girl. And she said it wasn't a good one. I said, no, it wasn't a good one. I know it ain't a good one. If she on this live instead of some other stuff happening, no, the relationship between her mama can't be good. I do know that. And brother said, if the ones who got jumped had some steel on them, how would that have worked? If they had all that, they got plenty of footage because there's so many videos of it on Facebook from different cameras. You know how everybody go bring out the cameras. So they had so many different versions of it. So when they see that the girls went through all of that, and if the girls probably would have went to their car, they would have been in jail right now because they would have said when you was in your car, you could have just drove away. That's what would happen. That's what would happen. I already know. That's ridiculous. Now they didn't jump that mare for exactly. You know that. You know they didn't. They probably walked right away from them. Kayla said, so small-minded. People are so immature, like that old. I was like, how old was a kid? She was like, no, like my age. I was like, 30? I was like, Associate minister said we must remember money doesn't change a person's character. Right. Money will reveal a person's character. Money will amplify, make bigger what's that right. And exactly. Because if you was able to do that, if he would have just asked you to do a period, you probably would have did it. Because $100, you did that for no dollars, but at the time you thought it was gonna be $100. You thought that was worth you getting hit because it ain't like the girls wasn't fighting back. They was fighting back. It ain't like they just lay down. They didn't lay down. So you thought $100 was worth somebody hitting you back in your face, possibly kicking you, possibly doing anything. These girls falling all over the street, everything else, and you thought that was worth $100. I was like, man, this world ain't nothing to play with. Kayla said I have to look for. Yes, it's on Facebook. Put girls in a fight at after hour, and it happened like last week. I don't even know if it was a whole week ago. It might not even been a whole week ago. Y'all look for it. Those videos are on there. Those videos are. It make me want to look. Let me see. Let me look real quick so I can see. I might be able to tell y'all what to look up exactly. Let me see. Fight at after hour. Let me see. Well, I'm gonna call my daughter and ask her what to look up. Yep, that's what it is. I think this is it. Wait, no, that's a. Ooh, that look like a. Ooh, no, oh my God, what the world? See, that's why I'm be on Facebook like this. They got all kind of fights on here. This is why I don't be on stuff like this. Lord, let me ask my daughter. I'm not gonna even look at no mess like that. I don't deal with Facebook. They do way too much for me over there. Let me ask my daughter what could be looked up. Let me see. Demons roaming everywhere. Everywhere. I'm not on there, but I might. Asia. What is that like? If people want to look up the fight that happened at the after hour, like what's the key words? After hour, what day was that? That was like last week or so. What day was that? Like last week ago it happened. Yeah, the after hour fight thing with the girls. After set, she said look up like after set fight. And what? How many days was that last weekend? Okay, it was last weekend, y'all. I tried to look it up on there. It was like 50 million fights on there. Y'all crazy. You need to get off the app. Okay. Um, Chris said, that's a central question. Is it worth it? Right. What was it? How could it be worth it? And what worth can you put on that, though, Chris? It ain't a dollar amount you can put on no ignorance like that. So nobody should have been able to offer you nothing. You should have been looking at him like he crazy, walking past him like you psychopath or something. It ain't even no worth to it. Kayla said, this app, it's not on there, but it might be on here already. You think it's on? You think it might be on YouTube? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. So yes, that was that story. I had to tell y'all about that. I was gonna wait until seeing on the feed, but I just started telling y'all about it now. I was just so devastated. Oh, I was so devastated for them girls. Them wigs was off. The girl was bleeding on her face. It was just, ooh, Lord, blood coming off her mouth. It was ridiculous. My God. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for coming in. Thanks so much for every super sender that was in the chat. I appreciate y'all. I hope that we got at least one more subscriber off this live. I hope we got one more subscriber. We'll see. We'll see when it's over. Y'all know I'm on the road to 11K. This live will have to process probably sometimes tomorrow. It'll be available to hype. So if y'all want to go back and hype that up for me, please do so. I did a late live last night about how the hype feature works. So for subscribers to be able to understand, you could go to that video and it'll show you. I showed you exactly where you could go. Oh, Roger asked me to do a short on that today and I forgot. But it'll show you. I showed you on that video exactly how to do it. Y'all make sure I get it to the community. On my community wall, I have the community tab there where we can have thread of us going, talking with each other outside of YouTube. It's a community tab that YouTube gives you for your channel where only you, the IGW, It's Gamma's World community will be on there. Y'all ain't gave me no comments to go approve. Every time I go over there, be like nothing. Nobody has said nothing. Let me see. A lot of the same videos that's on Facebook are on here too. Okay. You must remember, you can have short-term gain and suffer long-term loss. I know that's right. Have a great night, everyone. Yes, thank you. Later, Rita. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you so much. Kayla said, Minister, I'm learning 100. Chris said, have a great night. Please make sure y'all hype this video. Yes, and thanks so much for all the likes. And I hope to see y'all tomorrow is movie night. And we have healing conversation. It's like a whole bunch of stuff. And I plan on doing a riddle room tomorrow night. I'm trying to see what I can do. Y'all make sure y'all check out my shorts. Like it if you can. Comment if you want. Make sure y'all looking through it all. It'll be less than 3 minutes to look at those.